I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
If you want to be a wise guy, you can do it anyway. If you want to be a strong man, you can do it anyway. If you want to be an Indian chief, cowboy, you can do it in the ring. You can't do it in the mall.
The most electrifying line in sports entertainment today. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, hate me if you can survive if I let you. I'm figuring and thinking that nothing's gonna stop my macho man Randy Savage now. I'm the man. I'm the icon. And yes, Bruce can't bow. I am God.
The number one show on the net that leads to the best in your head like Goldberg Net. For the punks and the perverts, this is how it works with Terry Funk and Knox Baker. Check Inchman and Barbie, they got the cheap heat, so sit back and have a seat. They got questions from the fans, in your head is the man from Australia to Japan.
Shake down the road, get back the back stroke up the Mississippi. We are bigger, we are faster, and we are all night long. All you idiots, punks, perverts, and fools, be sure and tune in and listen to this show.
All right, and we're live here once again at In Your Head Wrestling Radio on the Internet Icon, the pride of the pilgrims, the most honest man in all of podcasting, handsome Jackie Jones. Well, that's my right-hand man, my audio soulmate, and the enforcer of the Headyverse.
1 inch biceps, the power goat. Ah, how about that, Jackie Jones?
Very good, very good. And he might be wondering why he's joining us right now. We have the from Violent Idols. Does a lot of theme songs for wrestlers. And, of course, he got super kicked on AEW pay-per-view.
I definitely did.
That was pretty sweet. I was a huge fan. So, well,
Awesome,
first of
man.
all...
Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, thank you for doing this. I'm very excited for you to come on. So I thought it was a great moment. Before we even get into your music and everything, how did you get involved in AEW or in wrestling in general?
Sure. The cool thing about this project, Violent Idols, is it actually started because of wrestling.
Oh,
The first song we actually put out was Jon Moxley's theme song in AEW, Unscripted Violence, his original song. So
yeah, I dug that one.
So that opportunity came to me actually before Violent Idols even existed. And I started putting that together. And then as I was putting it together, I realized, like, what do I want to put this out as? Like, how do I release this? Let me start a project based on this song, right? And it literally started with that song. I didn't know if I was going to do a few songs or, one song or a whole bunch of songs, but it started with Unscripted Violence. And so we've just continued to build out from there.
Yeah. So were you friends with John before that, or like how did you even get to know him?
Yeah, friends of friends. So we had we'd been around each other like once or twice, but not he wasn't on my phone at the time necessarily.
Yeah.
But I'm friends with a good friend of his, and just literally out of nowhere one day I got a text to my phone saying, "Hey, this is Jon Moxley, and I need a theme song." Basically, he just left WWE. He hadn't been announced for AEW yet. He didn't even tell me, or wouldn't even tell me where he was going, or if he was going to be in AEW or not. So I did the song not knowing if he was going to use it on the Indies or in Japan or I didn't know where really at that time. So, but yeah, I mean, he was referred to me, and we came down to my studio and we talked about it, and he told me the things that he liked and didn't like and what he kind of wanted, and I started sending him different versions until finally he said, "This one's pretty cool. Let me play it for Cody Rhodes." and he gave it the truck listen to Cody Rhodes, and he technically, I think, approved it. And a couple weeks later, he was using it on TV.
So by that time, did you know it would be on AEW, or was it kind of a surprise the first time you hear it on AEW?
I knew he would be on AEW by the time it came out, but honestly, it still wasn't real to me. I still didn't.
Because even like you said, he might be something he's going to use on the Indies or his other. But AEW TV show, maybe they're going to do their own thing, or
I had it ready before his debut, or his surprise debut. So when he surprise debuted in Vegas, where I'm from, he came out to no music, right? So even then, I'm like, maybe he's not going to use it. I don't know, like what's going on, or if it's going to happen. And no one updated me. John's a very cool guy, but he's a very serious and to the point guy. So he's not giving me a play-by-play of what's going on. I'm just crossing my fingers, waiting until finally he used it, and it was.
You must have been doing some music though, if they even thought of you to do the theme song.
For sure, I do other music than this band.
You weren't just some guy like, hey, make me a theme song.
No, I came recommended, but it just happened to be the right kind of music and matched the style of the things I like to do. So
yeah. So that's kind of cool that he actually had a lot of input on the song, like what he would like, and
it's interesting because I don't think a lot of guys usually do, or a lot of wrestlers usually do, and that's so surprising to me because it seems like such an essential component to someone's persona and identity and character and everything like that. So he was actually, like, I think almost a little taken back and sort of surprised by, like, oh, you're asking me like what I want, and he's showing me a Pantera song and some cool punk rock song and some different, we're listening to music and we're just, talking as, two guys that like music.
Even as a wrestler, like, when he's coming to the ring and it's playing, like, that would get you, like, that would get him into like, the frame of mind to be his character.
For sure. Absolutely. I mean, that's how I think of it, as just as a fan watching wrestling. It gets you, the fan, into the headspace of their entrance.
I know. I remember. I'll name a couple, like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat when he came out to Family Man. Like, that's not a great. It's kind of a funny song now, but it's not a great song for a wrestler. It wasn't like, oh yeah, it's a guy who loves his wife. That's great, but it's not like, oh, he's gonna go kick someone's ass now or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, totally. The wrong theme song can, make the whole thing not work.
Colleen, love your whole look and vibe. It's very aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, thank you, Colleen.
So actually, go on, sir.
I was going to say I'd like to change it up from time to time and experiment and have fun with that.
Were you doing that beforehand?
Yeah, since the beginning of this project.
All right.
Not before this project, but it was a big part of this project, and people have asked about it, and every now and again, and I guess for me, to put it simply, it kind of was a way to strip my own identity out of the project a little bit, and just kind of remove any history, any preconceived ideas, even good ones. I just didn't want. I wanted kind of a blank slate for this project. I wanted it to be judged on its own merit and by its own accomplishments and all of that. So really, when I started just doing only black paint and only black mask, and it was kind of just a way to mute myself a little bit and let the music kind of pop to the forefront.
I have to ask, because it started to pop up after you were on the AEW pay-per-view. What did you think when you actually saw people start to say, "Oh, this guy was in blackface on the show"?
Yeah, no, I figured someone was going to eventually ask. So no, and I thought,
I was defending you right away because I thought it was ridiculous, and not way before I even asked you to come on the show or anything.
I mean, point blank, it is totally ridiculous to me, and I think I've been a wrestling fan long enough to know that wrestling fans themselves are passionate people that like to, no matter what, you're only going to win over half the crowd because the other half is rooting for the other guys, right? So automatically you have people that are going to critique you for any reason they can make up, right? I just think it's silly. It's not obviously what this project's ever been about. And I think even anyone that has a history of let's say actual blackface and things like that would say, well, there's a lot more to it than just
Right.
just the paint that's on
the
color
idea
of
is
paint
like
that's on
doing
your
a
face.
caricature of a black guy, like
for sure. And I don't think any of that was represented in what we did. And it's funny. I actually, and I thought, I think about those things. I'm conscientious enough to know I'm
Sure.
not just trying to shock people or just trying to offend people for no reason. And that was actually the first time I even added the red to my paint. I usually just do all black when I'm doing the black mask. And I thought, oh, this might be kind of cool. Let me just do like a stripe. It looks like a nosebleed, going all the way from my nose all the way down to my neck under my shirt. And it was cool to me actually, because you could see my lips move better, and like it kind of gave a little more expression. Sometimes you just can't see anything when you're wearing all black. And I thought, oh, maybe that makes it potentially less blackface by adding this cool design.
Right.
You're never going to please everybody, and the way I look at it is, how many millions of people saw that, or at least the clip's been viewed millions of times. And if there's 400 people arguing about it out of the millions of people that saw it, that's like 0.001% of people that I offended. So I'll let the majority speak for themselves.
Yeah. So
racism is stupid, and we would never never reflect that or be part of that. It can't be any clearer.
Yeah.
So when were you contacted about the idea to do the live performance?
Like about 5 days beforehand. So we didn't have a lot of time. Just like the theme song, I almost didn't know or believe it was going to happen until the 11th hour, let's say. Jon, I hadn't spoken to Jon since he said he was going to use this unscripted violence in 2019. So I haven't heard from him at all. And again, out of the blue, I get a text message from him saying, hey, I'm looking for a band maybe to play Wild Thing at Double or Nothing, and maybe take a Superkick. Do you know anybody that can do that? And I thought about it for a good couple hours before I replied and said, I think I could do that. And Violent IDOLS have never actually played a live show yet, and this was actually our first live performance of any kind.
Wow, that's pretty
so
wild.
Only having 5 days going on a major pay-per-view with a sold-out arena, T-Mobile, here in our hometown and stuff, it was just a pretty crazy thing to prepare for. And I didn't know the full direction. Like when he asked me originally, I thought maybe we'll just play it as he comes out and then be done. Maybe they cut me off or something, like a minute and a half into playing it or something. It wasn't until I got there, like a couple hours before, and they're telling me, so we want you to play this like maybe 2-3 times and just keep going and going. and then this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and you're going to do this. I'm like, it's like, oh, okay. This is not really what I was fully prepared for, but let's what's the worst that could happen? I mean, I'm a huge wrestling fan. In my head, like, what's the worst what's gonna happen? I'm gonna be sore for a few days, or like maybe like I get my nose broken or something. I don't know, but I can take it, and it's worth it. Even if I got my nose broken.
It's like
I'd be like, cool.
Like if you're a wrestling fan, it's like a dream to me, And you took a really good kick too.
Thank you. We've had so many fans over the years ask us, like, are you guys ever going to play live at AEW and like do something like that? And I never thought it would actually happen, and for it to happen was like a really cool, fulfilling moment. Great moment as a fan of wrestling, and to be part of a major pay-per-view and a moment of wrestling history. And I like that. I'm glad people are talking. We're talking about it.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather it be. I'd rather have been, either annoying or obnoxious or controversial than forgettable and uninteresting. So I think we did good there.
Could you feel the like? So you play it once, and you play twice, and you start like a third time. Can you feel the audience like start to get like, oh my god, we're gonna hear this the whole show? Or
Oh yeah, I mean, it just gets better and better, really, because like, you come out and people are like, oh, this is cool. We're here to intro live, and then the match gets going and people start entering, and the tension's kind of off of us, and people almost forget we're there. They're invested in the match more at that point. But then as soon as we ended that first time and started up again from the absolute beginning the second time, everyone like turned our way and went crazy again. And I don't think anyone. I don't even know if we thought we were going to get to the third time. To be honest, that was a little bit of an audible in the moment. It's like we're gonna have to go around again, and it was an even bigger pop the third time in the arena and stuff. So it was pretty cool. And then of course. I don't think even people expected we'd get that I'd get totally taken out.
Yeah, because I really think the song added to the chaos, like this live performance of this chaotic match, and that added the chaos, and then it playing a few times, and then like I thought, if they would have kicked you like right away, it would still have been fun and everything. But I think it was like the perfect timing. Like, okay, it's the third time now, we're gonna open kick them.
Yeah, no, I never thought I'd ever be playing Wild Thing for 10 minutes on an AEW pay-per-view. So.
A lot of stamina to do it.
No, it was good, and and I thankfully I survived it. It definitely took me a few days to not feel totally stiff like I'd been.
So did anyone? Not to ruin the magic or anything, but did anyone go over you had to take a bump?
I have some previous history with that. So I've actually years ago I actually trained for a little bit as a wrestling manager at Jake the Snake School in Las Vegas. So I've done some stuff. I've been on some limited local shows. Nothing crazy. Anything from 30 to 150 people, let's say. Nothing like what I did there. I've never taken a Superkick though, and I've never taken one on a stage. I've never taken a bump. I've never taken a bump outside the ring in a serious way that wasn't padded to some extent or whatever. So I didn't know fully what I was in for, and I actually expected it to be more on me. And they connected it pretty good. They hit me with enough force to throw me back. I didn't even have to think about anything. I was just literally all of a sudden I'm on my back. And I'll tell you what, that's the best feeling ever. Is that moment where you've done your job and you're dead there on the stage in the arena, and you just get to lie there and kind of soak in it for a minute or two until they drug me out of there.
Your other bandmates seem kind of happy about it too.
I think they had no idea what they were in for that day, and as much as I tried to like prepare them and explain to them like, so this is like how this is probably gonna go and things. Not having been familiar with AEW or even all of them fully familiar with wrestling to the extent that I am, it was like, really? This is what's happening right now? Like they thought it'd be not nearly as authentic as it all actually was.
Mm-hmm.
Colleen,
I'm just glad the Young Bucks sneakers didn't explode then.
Yeah.
True.
It could have been worse.
Yeah. Colleen says it's a happy little landing strip. The silver today also kind of makes the mask and paint seem like an upside down V. Interesting.
All right. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So the exploding kick, though, when you saw that, how cool was that? The exploding super kick. I know you.
I mean, cool to know it. Cool to know it didn't happen to me, but
yeah.
I think I was actually back, by that point back in our dressing room and watched the tail end of all that, and what an exciting, cool match, and just like that was really fun to see. Lots of good moments.
What were the people like backstage after you take the super kick?
I think I think everyone was kind of unsure, really. No one really knew who we were up front, and no one. I don't know how many people were really sure the look was going to be and stuff like that. Like right from day one, I was kind of trying to be transparent about it and be like, just so you know, I don't want to surprise anybody and show up like this when you don't realize it. And no one ever said anything. So I'm like, no one said anything. That means it's cool. And I'm just going to do what I do. And so I'm sure a lot of people were like, who's this guy? And what do these guys do? And are they wrestlers?
Yeah, maybe it's like the build up to a new character, that's going to be here. So, especially after you take the bump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, totally. So, I mean, I went back and I watched some of it actually with everyone that's back there watching backstage. And I mean, that's so surreal and cool. Like I'm a fan. So it's like to see, Dustin Rhodes chilling, watching,
nice.
Finishing watching what you did and give you a compliment and stuff. Like, that's just like so cool. Half the reason I got paint probably on my face is because of a character like Gold Dust and stuff like that. So it's a full circle moment for sure.
Yeah. Did you talk to the Young Bucks at all before or after?
Not after. Not after. I did before just briefly, and run through what could go wrong and everything. And I mean, everybody we met that day were like so professional and so nice. And Christopher Daniels was really helping us backstage with just coordinating and making sure we were where we needed to be and had what we needed to have, and gave me the awesome Blackpool Combat shirt to wear and stuff.
Nice.
So it was really cool. Really, really very professional environment. Way more professional than any concert backstage environment I've even been to. And the best catering.
Oh, well, that's always a bonus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of good food, healthy food.
So that was your first live performance. Are you guys planning on doing some more? Maybe minus a super kick?
Yeah, I don't think anything's out of the question. I think we always knew, and the way I approached this whole project is I like to do things that matter and that are worth the time and memorable. So that was an opportunity that checked all those boxes for me.
Mm-hmm.
I could see us doing either other things similar or maybe a full extended show on. Heck, if I can have enough fans ask, maybe we can get on like the Jericho cruise or something. That'd be a fun.
Yeah,
something like that would be fun. I don't think we're looking to do any random shows that aren't something really neat. So either whatever that means. There's no rules to that. I'm very much a never say never guy, but I like big moments.
That would be great to see you guys on the Jericho cruise. You'd fit right in with that.
I think we'd be great. So I'm campaigning now.
I hear you.
Enemies with Benefits. Now, did you make that for MLW, or did they like, hey, this is how did it come about for that to be the theme song?
Yeah, that's actually we didn't make it specifically for them. That's surprisingly the second song we ever put out after Unscripted Violence. So already a few years ago, I think in 2020, and it was on that first EP, and they just wrestling's awesome. It just has created so many opportunities for us. We're just, you live your life and then randomly, MLW hits you up and says, hey, can we use this song as our theme song? And of course, I'm a wrestling fan, and we love connecting our stuff with more with more things like that. And so we approved that immediately. And then a couple months later, they approached us for their new iteration of Fusion. So we gave them another theme song called Zero Fucks, an instrumental version of that song. It's not even actually released yet. We gave them an unreleased instrumental version of it, and they loved that and went with that too. So yeah, we've done Jon Moxley's original theme. We've played Wild Thing. We've done 2 MLW themes. I just saw today that Rhea Ripley just used our song "Fuck You" in a TikTok and Instagram reel today.
Oh, that's sweet.
As her most recent reel right now, if you go to her page, is one of our tunes. So it's just so fun to see just this music attach itself to the wrestling universe, all these different companies, all these different personas and characters, and it's so fun to see.
Yeah, that's sweet. So when did you become how long have you been a wrestling fan?
since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Who were who were the wrestlers that made you become a wrestling fan?
I'm always partial to I love all the cool heels. I've always loved cool people in masks, from The Undertaker to Mankind to Goldust, and anything larger than life. I think I always gravitated towards that straight away. On the babyface side, I would say I was a Bret Hart guy, and just his technicality, just his wrestling and altruism, let's say, and everything he reflects, I think, is always just he was a Canadian superhero to me. So I really looked up to
Are you from Canada or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I was just curious when you say Canadian superhero. I think Bret Hart's one of my favorites too. Same way though, I always liked the heels. I'm probably a little older, so when I was growing up, Piper was my favorite. But and then actually Mick Foley, all his different characters.
He's from the same parts of Canada I'm from.
Oh, that's true. Another Canadian,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Roddy Piper's best match was against Bret Hart when he drops the IC title to Bret.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So you said you had some, you were training. So when you were training with Jake the Snake, was it, you said, to be a manager? Like, was it at all to I want to become a wrestler, or was it specific? Because I didn't know they actually trained to become a manager.
I never thought I'd be a wrestler. I never really, I knew I wasn't probably athletic enough, and I was already too old to do that effectively. And I had no idea what was involved with being a manager. I thought it would just be mic work, to be honest, when I showed up to my first day. And it wasn't at all that. It was, that was part of it. But the initial first thing they do is, okay, you gotta learn how to bump and roll and get thrown around and slip on the banana peel and not hurt yourself and not break your arms and not break your legs and everything else. And stuff first, because you got to be safe, and you got to. It doesn't matter if you're great on the mic if you can't survive one fall. So it was a very physical thing, unexpectedly for me to do that, and real fun in that way, because I just wasn't ready for that, and there was a lot of growth to be made. And even though I didn't get incredible at it by any means, I learned a lot and really taught myself kind of. That I could do some things I never thought I could do. I would have never thought I could do a thing like a super kick.
Yeah.
I probably would have never done that had I not even had that experience and just that history already. So it's a cool sort of I never became a professional wrestling manager, of course, obviously by any means. So it's cool to just have the culmination of all your different experiences in music and wrestling and. The fandom involved on both sides of that kind of come together into something like Violent Idols where I can express them both.
Yeah. How did the band get together? I'd like to know the origin story behind that.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the studio. It's pretty much just me and the producer I work with from time to time, doing mostly everything. As far as live, everyone that was at the show was all friends of mine. The bass player and the drummer were actually from a really well-known rock band called Gemini Syndrome, which are really cool. And then the guitar player is a guitar player friend of mine from a band called Crash Midnight. And I knew they were all good guys, pro guys. Like I said, I only had 5 days, and I didn't even know if I could do it. So I needed guys that had my back, that I could trust, not just to play things right, but to legitimately have my back if anything goes wrong, or if I spontaneously combust, up there. So, I was in good hands, and that's a big reason why I did it, actually. And it was when I made the call, and before I even agreed to do it to John, I called the drummer and was like, if I do this, will you do it with me, and think we can pull it off? And he's like, hell yeah, dude, do it. This will be so much fun. So it just unfolded from there.
Did you have any characters in mind when you were training to be a manager?
I experimented with some different things. I like to kind of just play the heel manager uh, just an obnoxious dick, really, and always kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time, and pissing people off. And I'll tell you what, going from doing music all your life, where all you want is for people to cheer you, to intentionally doing something where the goal is to have people boo you, was a totally different experience, and really taught me a lot about just entertainment, about psychology, about storytelling in a whole different way that I never learned from music alone. And again, I would have never done this project had I not kind of experimented with that aspect of wearing a different identity and being able to tell different kinds of stories because of that.
Tyler, he just says, Canada rules, take it from me, and Toronto Stevie. And can you play the Hulk Hogan theme? Now, I want to know which one he means. Real American or American made?
Yeah. Or NWO.
Yeah, NWO.
NWO, yeah.
Or Eye of the Tiger, I guess. Yeah.
We will play any wrestling theme for any wrestler that asks us, and can get us to the location that we need to be to play it.
Right.
No, it's fun. And I always have plans to do even other wrestling covers and pay more tributes to things even of past.
I think that would
stuff.
be interesting.
Really cool.
Honestly, when I was listening to your cover of "I'm a Loser, Baby," which is definitely my time period, it was like if Mikey Whipwreck ever decides to come back, he's got a new theme for himself. That's what he used the original one in the ECW.
That would actually also make a great wrestling theme. And what can I say? I mean, that just happens. I don't even set out to do that when I'm making songs, but I like things to have that impact. I mean, I think a song to me is like a wrestler in itself. You want it to start, and you want there to be this moment where then the pyro kicks off for the first time and the glass breaks, and those are all the things I'm thinking about when I'm composing a song and arranging a piece of music, whether or not it's for wrestling or not. I just want that excitement to be built in.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite wrestling themes, either from the past or the present?
Oh gosh. I mean, nothing gets you more hyped than Stone Cold theme back in the day for me. I mean, that just that feeling of the glass breaking, and I didn't even know it was Disturbed that did that until recently, or that we're part of that, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Undertaker, of course. I mean, these are cliches, I'm sure, but
yeah,
if you grew up watching wrestling in the 90s, late 90s, that stuff sticks with you forever, and just had a way to suspend reality for you. Even when or understand the reality of wrestling. Good wrestling will still suspend that for you and take take you to that place
TV.
where you.
That's like a good movie or a good show or book or anything.
Yeah, you don't watch the Avengers and be like, oh, this is fake.
Right.
You watch, you get lost in it, and you forget that you're not really watching those characters. And you just
when The Walking Dead was super popular, no one really was like, oh man, this Rick really got eaten by a zombie or something. But they really got involved in the show and got really upset when characters died, or Game of Thrones or any of the big shows. So yeah, that's one thing I've never understood. Like if someone tries to make fun of me for liking wrestling, you're like, oh, that's not real, and it's like, I mean, I don't like to call it fake, but it's like all wrestling fans. When I say all, like everyone that's not like a little kid, knows what it is, and it doesn't.
And everyone has different reasons for liking things. I like it for the spectacle and for the psychology and for the juxtaposition of good and evil, and just seeing consistent marketing and seeing a character match their entrance and their look match their character and the way they talk match the way they look, and seeing just that character done front to back in just a solid way. I mean, that's an art, and that's
oh yeah. And I mean, there's
beyond just the wrestling itself.
like great dramatic storylines I love, but also part of wrestling, some of the goofy stuff I enjoy. It's really, I kind of like all about wrestling, and wrestling, it's its own thing. Nothing else is quite like it.
Yeah, and I think the older you get, the more you realize that even things you hated as a kid or thought were dumb as a kid, those are the things that now you realize, oh, I hated them because I was supposed to hate them.
Right.
That memory stuck with me forever because it was dumb in the right way. And even the people you disliked when you were a kid, you have a different reverence for when you're older, and you realize that they were kicking ass at what they did and doing their job right. If I was talking about it and upset about it, I'm still to this day thinking about it.
Yeah. So you got some videos out too, which are really cool. Who actually makes the videos?
Yeah, I've done most of the videos I've done so far. At least the earliest ones we did were with a guy named Stefan Orozco. That's a good friend of mine. And then the loser video that we did with Chad Gray from Mudvayne was done by a guy named Wombat, who's an awesome director. And that was a lot of fun to make that.
You got any plans for any new videos?
Yes, I mean we finally have some music backed up, ready to go. The trick these days is just coordinating and timing everything so you can make the most of what you release and everything. It's really easy to get lost in the haystack of stuff on the internet these days. But
yeah, it's probably easier to just have something out there today, a movie or anything. But but that also makes it harder to stand out since there are so many things.
It is. So it's like I like to do either good videos with stuff or have little things that I can attach the songs to, like MLW theme songs and stuff like that. But I've also learned that sometimes you put a song out and it's no big deal at the time, and 3 years later a TV show is asking you to use it for their show. So music has a long life, and you never know when it's going to finally connect with someone. And a song like the one that Rhea Ripley used today, that song's been out for almost 3 years, and it's bigger and bigger every year still. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. And to anyone finding out about it, it's a brand new song. Anyone that's seen it on Ray's TikTok today, it's the first time they're hearing it. So it's just cool that you can put stuff out and put art out, and it's almost like it's slowly out there earning interest for you. And even when you're not working or don't have something that you put out, recently, your music, if it's good and if people are connecting with it, hopefully it's doing the work for you.
Yeah. Just top of my head, like the Nick Cave song, Red Right Hand, which he's always been known. But once that became the theme of Peaky Blinders, it's like then I just saw it everywhere, and everyone who knows it. And again, they picked it as a theme, like decades after it was released. So. You never.
Yeah, and it's amazing once something's imprinted on you. How it's hard for your mind to let go of that and accept it.
Oh yeah, every time I hear it now, I actually
accept it in a new environment or within a new context, or something like that. But it's also cool how it does imprint upon you. When there's. When you hear the wrestler walk out to a song and that stays with you forever, and you remember that vividly, and anytime you hear that song, it takes you back to those moments, those memories, and all the history you have with that song.
Oh, I remember at my high school graduation, and they started the song, and I was like, "Oh, the Macho Man's coming out," because I did do that joke, but I graduated in '94, so it was kind of the zenith of. Wrestling wasn't super popular, so it was only me and two other people who were into wrestling at that night in '94. But I was happy at least someone got my stupid joke. Let's see. What is this question here? Lexar, does he listen to other genres of music to create a theme for a wrestler or TV show?
Yeah, I mean, I love all kinds of music. I think liking any one kind of thing is dumb.
Right.
Really. So, and I love to pull inspiration from places that are unlikely. I don't like to listen to other rock songs to make a rock song. I like to listen to, a hip hop song, a dance song, something explosive in a different kind of way, and steal little things and to make it into something new and a new collage of its own. So it's very rare I reference something just like what I'm doing to do what I'm doing. I like to build off of unlikely places for sure.
Yeah. So where can people follow Violent Idols to see what's in the works and get cool merchandise and check out all your videos and music?
For sure, the easiest place is to go to violentidols.com. From there, you can go to our store. You can access all of our social medias. Consistently on social media, we are Violent Idols. So if you're on Instagram, or just look up Violent Idols. We're the only one. We're the official one.
This came up recently in another interview I did, actually with a band, and they said that was advice they gave. If you're starting out a band, get a name that's easily Googleable. I don't know if that's even a word, but because they were like, a lot of death metal bands will have like very similar titles, and then you Google them and it's like, well, I don't know where they are. But if you have a name that no one else has, you just Google it and you'll find Violent Idols wherever.
I think that's an awesome suggestion, and that's
the band was Sorrow Sea.
That's something we did intentionally. I whittled it down to kind of like a short list, and then it just became, let me put these up. And once I realized Violent Idols was like not taken anywhere for anything, I was like, oh, that's the one. And it just sounded cool. It sounded like something I could wear on a jacket and not even know who the band was and be like, I want a Violent Idols jacket.
Right. Yeah, you wouldn't even need to know if it's a band, whatever. It's just like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah.
The only downside over the last few years since starting it has been really just the censorship of the internet and the algorithms in different places getting tighter and tighter.
Doing a pro wrestling show and a horror movie show, I understand this.
I'm sure, and it turns into like sometimes ordinary phrases like kind of block you because they've been associated with other things. Mm-hmm. Just having the name Violent in our band name, we've been unable to list merch on Instagram because it says you have Violent on the shirt, and stuff like this, things that are just absurd because you fall into this arbitrary, all-encompassing filter that overlooks satire and creativity and other things. So we even had a song called "No One Is Free" that was pretty much blocked by search engines and stuff. On Instagram, I can go type in "No One Is Free" and there's no song that comes up anywhere related to the title. And you never think about that stuff when you're writing music or when you're going to release it. You don't. You're like I'm, in my head, I was like, this song is one of our only songs that doesn't have swearing in it. This will be acceptable, right? And you're like, no, I guess it's a more complicated world than we want it to be sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on the horror movie show, Nasty Neil, and Nasty is not you cannot use it on any, even if you try to do AI stuff, it's like blocked, saying you're doing something sexual, and it's very bizarre.
You can't be #nasty.
No, even hashtag horror on YouTube, that doesn't come up.
For sure. That's the sympathy I have. I think for really any musician and artist that's trying to do something that's edgy and trying to push the boundaries, but particularly I think rock music is in a challenging spot right now because that's what it's about. It's about going right up to the line and over the line and just telling stories. I mean, music, I don't look at music as a whole lot different than making movies or something. And if I want to make a horror movie, you can, and it's not like looked at. It's not it's not censored the same way, or it's not seen the same way. And you make a scary song, and people are like, oh, this must be real because it's a music, and music people are real. They're not actors, or they're not they're not trying to suspend disbelief. Everyone takes what you do a lot more seriously, I think, for some reason.
And comedy, I think, is the same way.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, that's under threat too, because like I said, satire gets thrown out the window. And
yeah, obviously, if you make a joke or satire, it's not like a declarative statement. Like,
you might be making that joke actually to support the right thing or to support.
Usually, that's how it goes.
You know,
honestly,
support the message that that everyone actually shares, or the majority actually shares. But you know, it's the filter lumps you in and throws you out. So you gotta get tricky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've tried to watch videos. I won't go too far in this about the algorithms, because it used to be you just wanted to get a lot of subscribers on YouTube, but then it became like they don't even send your new videos out to subscribers unless like certain things, and it gets all very messy.
Well, I'll tell you what. Even since the AEW thing, I haven't wondered if on Twitter somehow we're a little more restricted now. I don't know if that's because of, you know, people reporting our account for, you know, absurd reasons,
yeah.
or because we've been tagged in enough, you know, filtered words,
right?
To be lumped in web to that. But I mean, that's, you know, it's
well, even
ridiculous.
talk about AEW, because I fiddle around with the hashtags and the tags, and I notice if I put Dynamite, it'll say like I can't monetize that show, and then I'll fight it, and they'll watch it, and it'll be fine. But if I put AEW Dynamite as one thing, it's fine. But I think they think if they just see Dynamite, they think we're talking
when you're building bombs all of a sudden. Yeah,
the Unabomber or something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's you know, we should, that's the core ethos of this project. Really, is just being able to express art and different psychologies, different things you get frustrated about. This project is born out of frustration, and you know, I don't think of Violent Idols as being a group of people that are violent and going out there causing violence or advocating for violence. I think of it more as like, you know, you look at history, and eventually the good guys can get bullied enough to where they got to push back, and they're forced to, and violence isn't always born out of provocativeness and aggression. It's also defensive, and it's also self-defensive and protective. And I see this, the themes and the things we sing about and talk about as sort of being reflective of trying to fight hypocrisy, trying to fight, you know, people that want to be divisive and pull people apart and separate people. And it's, you know, this band is the pushback to the bullying, not we're not the bullies.
Yeah, well, that's a good message, I think. But anyway, this has been really fun, and I enjoyed talking with you.
Oh. Thank you for having me. One inch biceps. And
yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. I was going to ask you at the beginning, do I actually call you 1 inch biceps? But, you know.
Yeah, or incher for short. Yeah.
Yeah. Way back when we had Harley Race on the show in 2005, I don't think we just called him OIB because we didn't think Harley Race would think it was cool.
No, probably not.
I don't think we care so much now, but that was in the early days.
Well, hey, you guys have done some really cool shows so far. I had a chance to go check them out, and I was pretty impressed. And you know, it was definitely a thing when I saw all the cool people you've spoken to over the years. I was like, well, there's no way I'm not going to do it. If it was good enough for all those guys, it's good enough for me. So.
We fooled all those people into doing
it. you fooled me too. So.
Well, I look forward to your music, because I really like your music, not just the Wrestling Connection. I dig it. I listen to all your stuff. And so, yeah, anytime you got some wrestling-related stuff, welcome back on.
Awesome. Well, we got a new EP and maybe even album in the works this year. So
sweet.
Once we get closer to that, I'll circle back and share some updates with you.
All right. Sounds good. So we're going to play you out with Revenge. And you were cool enough to let us play the music video, and then we'll be back to talk about wrestling. Right.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone, for joining, and thank you for having me.
See ya.
All right, bye.
All right, and we are back here once again at In Your Head Wrestling Radio. Big thanks to V from the Violent Idols. That was really fun.
Great track there. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I honestly really dig their music. So I was happy
Yeah.
that he came on the show. It was very cool. And it was nice nice that he's a big wrestling fan. He seemed like a good guy.
Most definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, big shout out to the Hall of Famers of the Headyverse, Steven Simmons, Dadpool on YouTube, Simply Ravishing, Travis Sandow, Mikey B, Mikey Bessler, Vic Schiavone, Brian Matthew Clutter, and of course the High Rollers, the producers here of the Headyverse, El Santos World, and Bruce's Ghost for helping cover the costs here. You're good dudes. You can help support the show and become a member. And for the very small one, you get cool little 8-bit emojis you can use. One more member, we're going to unlock Paul Bearer. And if you go to the higher ones, you can get producer credit, which will eventually go on IMDb when I add those on there. But you do get a producer credit at the end of the show here. It's very cool. And for the mid-tier and higher, you can get uncut original episodes of In Your Head. One has already been deemed unworthy. So they're all going to be marked 18 or plus. Because they're already getting a flag.
Does that even cover it though? I mean,
so so that's very fun, and I won't say who because they want to remain anonymous. But a valuable member of the Headyverse out there is going to be helping out to get more classic episodes of In Your Head up on the website because I'm cleaning up the audio so they're remastered, probably the cleanest you've ever heard them. The only thing I added out is the original the music we don't own, but it's got the original right now just Andre the Giant because this is before the Duckman song even came about.
The Andre song. We should have asked the Violent Idols to remake that song.
That would be pretty sweet. Andre. Well, then we. I don't want to.
They'd have to put their own take on it.
Right.
V there. Yeah. Jackie Jones, before we carry on with the show, I just have to say that Patrick Howell is in existence.
He does exist.
The chat room. Thank you, Patrick Howell.
Patty Howell.
We appreciate you coming out.
Awesome interview, guys, from Colleen. Thank you, Colleen.
Thank you, Colleen.
I missed Colleen. I was going to see you here at Pride Parade in Boston Saturday. But
how'd you miss her?
I think she was there a different time than I was. Plus, it goes throughout all of Boston.
Oh.
But I had a good time.
It's a big town.
Yeah, and when people say Boston, they actually mean several cities. Every city, they just say it's all Boston. Cambridge, every place.
I think I'm in Boston.
Well, I remember, Rock and Shock convention used to happen in Worcester, and then it no longer does, sadly. But they started calling it in Boston, and it's literally like an hour west of Boston.
Yeah.
So that's like saying I live in Boston because I'm an hour away from Boston. Like it's not Boston. The little cities at Brookline and Cambridge and Danvers and all these things, Somerville. That's honestly getting a little shady there, but you can't just call everywhere in Mass. It's like when I started going to conventions and they would, if it happened to be in Georgia, they say it was Atlanta, and it would actually be in Peachtree City, which is in Atlanta. Everything they would say is Chicago, and it would be like in little cities around Chicago. I went to a convention, they called it Seattle, and it was literally an hour away from Seattle. They just lie. Because it doesn't sound cool if he's like, go to Days of the Dead in Peachtree City. Like, that doesn't sound cool.
Peachtree City. Hell
yeah, Peachtree City is the capital of golf carts. So they had a horror convention there, and it was like all these 80-year-old people who go around in golf carts. I'm not even joking. They even had bridges for the golf carts and like a special, not a sidewalk, but a special lane for golf carts because there's so many old folks riding golf carts, which is cool. But it's not the ideal area to have a horror movie convention for the horror movie people or for the old folks riding the golf carts.
That needs to be a new horror movie. Old people on the golf carts. They want your young essence, and they want to come and suck it away from you like succubus. And
this is like getting into the psyche of Tazo.
They come rolling up on their golf carts. Like, come here, Sonny. I've got some butterscotch in my pocket.
People call me old because I do like hard butterscotch candies.
They are good.
How can you not like butterscotch?
How could you not? I mean, they are tasty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't trust someone who doesn't like butterscotch. But we're not here to talk about butterscotch, Incher. We're here to talk the wrestling.
This isn't the butterscotch show?
Butterscotch is kind of becoming a thing in the past. It's my mom's favorite ice cream. It's hard to find. The only company that used to make it was Friendly's, and it's hard to even find it anymore.
It's not very friendly of them.
No. I know people say it's the same as caramel, but it isn't. It does have a different flavor. Butterscotch.
Mm-hmm.
And when I used to eat ice cream, I would get a butterscotch sundae.
Steven Simmons here. He says, Charleston, West Virginia is an hour away from Huntington. So by that logic, Incher lives in the West Virginia state capital.
WV, baby!
CM Punk, he's like, he thinks Adam Page is from Charleston. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that
you want the geography lesson again?
Yeah. Do you ever go there and get Charleston chews?
No, I can get those at the Dollar Tree down the street here.
So. They're not called Dollar Tree chews.
You ever go in the Dollar Tree and just ask them how much everything is?
Yeah, like but it's no longer $1. Now it's $1.25.
Even then, it's like $1.25. How about this one?
I like the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, I like it pretty well.
So on my local page, a sandwich news page, people they bitch about everything, the most pointless stuff in the world, and so the Dollar Tree came into town, and there was like people losing their shit, like that's the end of the town, and it's like if you don't like it, you can just not go there. It's not really that big of a deal.
You should probably move me in and hear them complain. Just be like, that's the end of the town. They got the guy from West Virginia here. That's like, whoa. Everybody would just pack up and move away. I'd come out and put a tire in the front yard. Just be grilling in my underwear. It's nothing better than grilling in your underwear.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They don't think a lot of the town folks like me either. I got yelled at recently walking by. I've lived here my whole life, and walking by this little shady, and it's shady. It's been in the news. I thought about blasting them on social media, but this little garage, and the guy came out, and he's like, "You can't walk through the." So it's a great big. It shares the parking lot with a restaurant, a gas station, the deli, a place that buys gold, and like a laundromat. You know, it's like a strip mall kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so when I walk down and get my coffee at the young ladies who give me the free coffee, because it's, it's easier to cut corners. So I walk through the parking lot and cross over the grass and go to the coffee shop. And the guy came in and said, "You can't walk here. I seen you looking in the car windows." And I'm like, "What?" Because I had my earbuds on. And he's like, and I was like, "Dude, come on." So I just like, whatever. And I kept going. But I was like, come on, dude. Like, when I'm walking, I don't even pay attention to anybody.
Yeah.
I literally walked through the thing. It's like 2 seconds, the little corner of that guy's parking lot.
Well, maybe he's heard the rumors how you smashed out President Clinton's window.
No, the rumors is that Clinton did that. That was an inside job.
Oh,
Clinton did it.
that's how it went. I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
I had it backwards.
I had this all, but then I decided against it. But I had it all curly earlier.
That's not even the annoying part. No, I'm not going to tell you anymore. Jackie Jones. Before we started the show, I was watching clips of Spaceballs.
Oh,
by God, that's a hilarious movie. I think everybody needs to go out of their way.
And you start dancing.
But anyways.
So what's the annoying part?
Just watching you do it. It's like, I don't know. If that rabbit came alive and just attacked you right now, it'd put a smile on my face.
Rabbit? Oh, the
dead rabbit. I feel like it's carcass.
I think that's probably like just nothing now.
Yeah. You sure you didn't eat that rabbit like a wolf man? You sure you weren't a werewolf that night? And that's why it was there?
I haven't had rabbit in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Rabbit's good, but I don't think I've had it since I was a kid, honestly. Maybe I wouldn't even like it.
Well, anyways. I'm sure everybody's not here to hear us talk about butterscotch, people in golf carts.
Probably no one even left anymore.
You getting free coffees while you're eyeing the cars to see what you can steal.
What do you think?
What exactly was there in the cars that you could have stole? Did they have mustache wax in their cars, or
they've been
a spiffy
comb? You can look them up.
That you could annoy me with. You're like,
this
look at that
place.
comb.
They were in the paper not long ago because someone had their car in there to get detailed or whatever, and they have a tracking device on it. And then they were at home, and they saw their car was going all through Hyannis, another town. They're like, "What the fuck?" So assumingly someone who works there took the car for a joyride.
Mm-hmm.
So they start calling me out. I'm gonna start blasting them all over the Facebook.
We got a controversial take here in the chat room. Dan says, "I prefer Dollarama."
Oh, I've never heard.
I've never been to one of those.
I'll be honest. We used to have some mom and pop dollar stores in town, and I like those. But when unfortunately there's none of those existing. But it does seem like the Dollar Tree bought all the dollar stores out.
Yeah. Jackie Jones. Last week, love golf carts. Prefer Dollarama. Last week I watched all the wrestling. Mm-hmm. This week I have skipped Raw because I had to upgrade my cable box. Mm-hmm. And my cable box, it isn't as friendly to my DVR, and it makes me sad.
Damn, bitch!
I can't just have it switch channels anymore. Mm-hmm. The new cable box, it has this thing called reminders. And then the reminder pops up a big splash screen. Is it okay if we turn the channel? It's like, damn it, I just want you to turn the fucking channel. So my recorder can record it. But the cable company has made it where you gotta pay for a DVR.
Damn, really?
Bunch of BS.
Man, you think they've been around for ages now. I remember when they first started that you had to pay for the DVR, but I thought those days were long gone.
I guess, and the bill's so high to begin with, so it's can't be paying anymore. And so I did miss Raw, so whenever Toronto Stevie comes on, he can fill us all in on that. But I did watch AEW Dynamite. AEW Rampage. Had some good stuff on there.
I saw a little bit of it.
You did?
I saw it. I normally don't watch Rampage. I should trying to watch. But I saw the end of it. What the fuck?
Hmm.
Bruce says, I love doll farts.
Dolls fart. That's news to me.
Vic Giovanni says crazy $5 liquidations beat them all. That sounds pretty rocking.
But Jackie Jones, did you bear witness to Arn Anderson's promo? He was cutting on. It was pretty good. I thought it was really great stuff. He was talking about how Christian, may have brought up some things that was inappropriate and putting over Brock, saying he's a tough kid and he's already doing better, and then just being Arn Anderson, being great. And so there was a great promo by Arn Anderson on Rampage.
Sweet.
So there are reasons to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love Double A.
You also had the announcement of Papa Briscoe, Big Daddy Briscoe.
Did see this.
He's going to be tagging with his son and Audrey Edwards. All right.
Audrey.
I screwed it up again.
I don't know.
Apologize.
I can never remember either. Whichever one that the plant is not. It's Audrey, right? Audrey 2?
Audrey, I believe.
So she must be Aubrey.
Aubrey.
This is fun. Now, this is the kind of goofy stuff that some wrestling fans will be pissed about, but I'm not opposed to comedy in wrestling if it's fun.
I love Mark Briscoe. I think he's doing
too.
great with his run. Especially working with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and all those guys. I think Sanjay Dutt. The crew just doesn't seem like they would work at all, but they're making it work.
It's one of my favorite things, and it's probably my favorite thing that Jeff Jarrett's ever done. I think it's really entertaining, and my favorite thing Sanjay Dutt's ever done.
Yeah. Great stuff.
And my favorite thing that Giant guy's ever done.
Yeah, I think it's the only thing he's ever done, though, isn't it?
Doesn't make my statement any less true.
On Dynamite, Jackie Jones, you had us. We had a promo by MJF and Adam Cole, baby.
This was great.
I think it was awesome. I brought up past weeks that I thought Adam Cole might need a little juice, and then MJF, he was giving him a hard time about it too. But Adam Cole's retort was, if they both pissed in a cup, he'd be the only one.
Yeah,
this would come back positive, saying MJF would come back on the juice.
This was great by both of them. I love both guys. MJF's the best heel, and Roman Reigns is got to be, Anyway, for me, MJF's best heel in AEW. Anyway, and arguably the best heel in wrestling. He's up there with Roman Reigns, and I'm a big Adam Cole fan.
Yeah,
and I think he's great. As soon as he came in, I just said he was a guy you can really build the company around. So I wouldn't take the belt off MJF right now, but I do think that's a good challenger.
Yeah, he kind of put him over as a worthy challenger as well at first.
And this was good that they're taking advantage of Adam Cole getting a big win over Jericho, even though the end of that match was flat. But it's something that I've talked about AEW not doing very well at times when a guy comes off a big win, like after Orange Cassidy won his feud with Jericho. He didn't really do anything after that for a while. Now he's doing really good as the international champion. But their capital, because if you beat Jericho, that is a big star. It should move you up in the card. So he beat Jericho. Now he's looks like he's gonna be fighting MJF for the title. Right, first it's gonna be non-title, and if he can win it, this is one of the first times that match works. Because sometimes they do it out of the blue, where it's just like a guy you never seen, and why would they even get a shot at a title match? But this time it made sense because it is a top guy, so he's got to beat MJF to then get the title shot. This is one of the few times I think that works.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to what happens with that feud. I'm enjoying it so far. But he did agree to a match, though, that they're going to have a match. Did they announce? I don't think they announced where it will take place.
I think it's actually tomorrow.
Is it going to be on Wednesday tomorrow?
I think so, yeah. Which I was
because they didn't
surprised
say
it's happening
Forbidden
already.
Door or anything.
No, what it
that's
is
normally
it's not the title match. It's what do they call them?
Like
Eliminator
a,
match. So he has to win the match to get a title match.
Oh yeah.
So that's interesting. So I assume I think Adam Cole wins Wednesday since it won't be a title switch.
Now it's a little strange that Orange Cassidy, he is now kind of like teaming with Darby Allin and Sting because they made the save for him. So are they trying to get him away from the Best Friends? I mean, because the Best Friends were kind of involved with
yeah, it's always been his group.
Rocky.
Yeah, maybe it's
Rocky
just too
Romero.
big of a. Maybe you can have those guys going for the trios at some point. And Orange is like super over, and maybe they're going to do something at Wembley, with Sting and Darby and Orange, since all three are really over at the crowd. I don't know.
Yeah. But
I'm a big Orange Cassidy fan. I honestly think this is one of the best secondary title reigns in wrestling. Every week, I know this one wasn't for the belt, and he's been on a big winning streak, I see. Oh, no, this one was for the belt. It was Swerve Strickland, which a lot of people thought Swerve was going to win. They've been doing a good job with this. Every week, people keep thinking Orange is going to lose, and it's long-term storytelling where every week he gets, his armor gets chipped, but he still overcomes.
Jonathan Jackson, he has a very strange thought in the chat room. He said, if they both pissed in a cup, referring to the MJF promo and Adam Cole, who would drink it?
Do you think, I kind of think maybe Tazo? Tazo kind of looks like a guy who might like drink a cup of urine.
Looks a little thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Bruce? No. Bruce is a good man.
Lexar would just pour it on his floor with his mat.
He's like, it's piss. It goes on the floor with the mat that I bought, that I paid $500 for.
Yeah.
Do you think he really paid for that, or he just stole it?
I would say he paid for it. I don't think he stole it. I think there was a conversation taking place, and he got the guy to sell it to him. And I think
where's he get this money? Do you think he's like doing some dirty deeds?
I don't know where he gets his money. I don't know. I would say I don't know. I'm not even going to like speculate on that. But Jackie Jones, I think his thinking is that since it's a piece of canvas that it belongs on the floor to like represent
but it's a
wrestling
collectible
ring.
at this point.
Yeah,
you don't put any collectible on the floor.
Yeah, you want to like put it, even if it was like a mat that was collectible, you wouldn't want
if you bought a famous rug, you wouldn't just throw it on the floor. You'd put it on the wall. Like if you got like the flying carpet from Aladdin, you'd want to put it up on the wall. Be like, hey, it's my Aladdin's flying carpet. It's like, fuck it, throw it on the floor. Now it's my welcome mat.
I did pay for it. $50, Mighty Lexar says here in the chat room. $50.
Where'd you get the $50?
Maybe he wanted it at the casino.
Maybe. I was just wondering if he's selling stuff to Tazo or something.
Oh my.
Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. No, he's a good man. I don't know about that, but
Bruce here, Bruce's ghost. He says, "I do it for the money and street cred."
There you go. Yeah, of course. Now, wouldn't that be good street cred? You go around telling everybody, hey, guess what? I drank this cup of piss. You'd be like,
well,
I'm messing with that motherfucker.
Should be an interesting call from Bruce tonight.
He's a good dude. I like
He's
Bruce.
going to drink a cup of piss for us.
Drink it, drink it, drink it.
No, I don't want that.
Eddie Khan!
Yeah, you got to do it at a big
Yeah, at
event.
HeadyCon.
You can't
That'd
just
be
do
good.
it for just any normal show
Yeah.
here. You
Instead
got
of
to
a
do
punch bowl, it's like the piss bowl.
it.
HeadyCon. It's gonna be an event. Imagine if we if so we have HeadyCon, and like we have to go back and everything we've ever mentioned in the history of the show that would happen at HeadyCon has to happen.
That would be hard.
Everybody would be in prison.
Yeah, I think so.
Brian Danielson and commentary is always good.
Yeah, he was very very good in that role. I enjoyed him.
Second week, and my God, Don Callis is he's like the most hated man. I love it. His promos. I've always been a fan of his promos. I think he's a great heel manager, and it's so much fun to see him out there in the crowd just hating him.
Vic Schiavone here. He read a book about people who were shipwrecked and they drank each other's urine because if they drank their own, it tasted terrible. What do you think about that, Jack?
I think you'd probably rather drink your own, wouldn't you? Why would you think? But anytime when I watch those Survivor shows, they're always drinking their own piss.
According to Vic here, he says you want a nice steaming cup of Incher's urine.
What do you think? What do you think your urine tastes like, Incher? Like hot dogs and chili?
You're going to tell me, I guess.
Well, what do you think mine would taste like?
Oh, I'm not thirsty. I'm good.
It's probably fruity. I drink a lot of fruit. Eat a lot of fruit.
I would probably just collect some rainwater, you know.
What if it's a desert, bitch?
It's a desert island?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that don't make no sense. There's no islands in the desert.
Yeah, pineapple, see? I eat a lot of pineapple, Colleen, if you know what I'm saying. Jonathan Jackson says only one way to find out. Lexar says that was fiction, Vic, because he knows from experience that his urine tastes better than others.
Maybe.
But no, honestly, when I used to watch those Survivor shows, they would like drop a guy off. There was one of them where the guy, like, I think he just enjoyed it because no matter what, he's like, time to drink my piss.
There's probably something like satisfying about it that was just like, I can do
Lexar
this.
seems to know a lot about
everybody
this.
else.
Lexar says urine tastes like Bud Light.
Bud Lightyear?
Man, that'd be weird if Lexar's urine's like carbonated.
So is urine banned from Kid Rock shows from now on?
Probably. Yeah, he's gonna shoot a bunch of urinals.
I better make sure nobody's in there first.
Do you ever do that? Have you ever shot like a drink of any kind, bought cases of it, and just started shooting it with your Uzi? You're like,
No,
fuck you, mug root beer.
Oh, I'd never do that to mug root beer. It's quite tasty.
Fuck you, Sonny D.
No, I like Sunny D pretty well.
Hey.
What drink would I want to just explode? Probably like ginger ale. I hate ginger ale.
You don't like ginger ale? What are you, some kind of maniac?
Apparently so.
I've never heard of a man who didn't like ginger
Lock
ale.
me up, Jack. I'm a maniac.
Crazy.
Not a ginger ale fan.
I don't know if I could be friends with you anymore.
Is that all it took? Now you're going to be like, Incher, I got a big cooler of ginger ale. You want one?
Your choice, Incher. It's either ginger ale or...
I love that look you get on your face whenever you're trying to annoy. You just like stare at me to see what my expression is. You're just like...
You lie. You just make shit up.
Like I know.
The only thing
like,
I ever have on my mind is how to make Intra happy.
yeah, you get that real intent look on your face. You're just like, Lexar!
Flexi, sexy Lexi.
Is the mat still?
Look,
is
he's hitting
it
the
still on your
gym.
floor? Is it still on the floor?
Gonna get all dirty and
Let's
gonna
see
get
it.
stained.
Let's see
It
Gonna
has a
have
pair of my
footprints
socks on it, though.
Footprints on it. Gonna have dog shit on it. You tracking from outside. Got all your jizz tissues laying on it.
All the dirt and grime from the outside world, from I go.
Why do
I
you
go
want that
shop-
on something you paid $50 for?
It's $50. It's not like 2,000. There's a WCW ring
God,
canvas
look
I
at
want to
fucking money
purchase.
bags over here, Intra. He's wiping his ass with $50 bills. He's literally wiping his feet with $50.
If I bought a WCW ring canvas, you remember the WCW ring canvases?
I
If
thought you
bought
loved
that,
this
If I
promotion.
found it and I bought that, well, would you be upset if I step on it?
Yeah, I think it's dumb to buy something that you love and want to cherish, and you're just jumping on it and wiping your ass
So?
on it.
So
See.
What,
Yeah, I'm
what's a waste of money? Show some respect to it. You're disrespecting all
want me
the
to respect
wrestlers who's bled and sweat and cried.
What if I came in there and I said, Lexar, I've really got to go. And I'll only go on mats. And I just took a big dump on your GCW mat. How would you
Colleen
feel
says
about
my toddler does that to everything I buy him too. See, Lexar, you're just like a toddler going around wiping your ass on everything.
no.
You probably
Even
try to
Incher said
chew on
that.
it.
Even Incher says either Incher or Geraldine said that it's okay.
No one said it was okay. Everyone said Geraldine was with me. Said you should frame it on the wall.
I just
no
gave
one said
up.
it was okay. Now you're
I just-
lying.
I just gave up on the argument at the time. I just was like, oh, whatever, Lexar, just leave it on your floor.
Lying son of a bitch.
See how much
Yeah.
a floor mat costs.
So what's on your mind, Lexi? Did you show your mom your canvas?
Yeah, I did. I remember last week I showed her about the canvas and she complained about the smell of beer and sweat and dry blood. So I cut 2 pieces out of the canvas of the GCW logo and the sponsor logo. I put it on the floor. It looks nice.
So wait a minute. So did you buy the whole canvas, and then you just cut
Yeah.
pieces out of it?
Yeah.
What'd you do with
He
the
bought the
rest
whole-
of it?
Recycle.
You probably could have sold the whole thing for a lot more than $50.
There's this hamper 1 block over, and I put that big heavy sucker in. I put a big large, plastic
What the hell do you
bag,
think they're gonna do with it?
and I put it.
They might get
hell?
rid
They're
of it.
sell it at the homeless thing. You could go give to a homeless guy to sleep with.
They might get rid of it because it's like biohazard.
Yeah, it's
if
it's
got
covered
real
in
on
blood
it.
and
Yeah.
like
They may just toss it out. Might
But
not be-
Lauderdale throws out canvases all the time. If you watch their shows, they have a new canvas every couple months. Every 3 months, they put a brand new canvas
I
on.
can't believe you bought this and then you just cut it all up. And
Oh.
if you cut out the small piece, that's perfect to frame. What the hell are you doing?
GCW owner Brett Lauderdale throws away canvases.
Well,
He
then
doesn't
why
like
did you?
people.
Then you just bought his garbage. You literally paid the man for his garbage, and he throws in the trash. You're paying
kept
$50 for
2 pieces of
garbage.
canvas. I paid these pieces of canvas, so
You
It's
paid
not
$50
thrown
bucks
away.
for pieces of garbage.
you're the garbage.
You just said he literally throws
It's
them away in the
memorabilia.
trash, and you're like, "Well, I'll pay you $50 for your trash." What the
Well,
hell are you doing?
it smelled like beer and like blood and everything. My
This
mouth
is not.
complained,
You
but
paid
no.
$50 for stinking trash, blood-covered stinking trash.
Well,
It's
it's memorabilia. Look at that.
Matt
Yeah, that
right
you
here.
cut up and threw it away.
It's $16. $16 for this mat. This mat that I showed earlier. Not 50. 16. And it's got like a rubber on the bottom, so like it doesn't slip out from underneath your feet.
Oh, you gotta use
And
protection.
you can kind of wipe your feet on it real good, you know. $16.
I got some trash outside. You want to buy it?
No. It's not wrestling memorabilia.
I got a piece of wrestling memorabilia for you, Lexar. The
Really?
low
What is it?
price of $50. You can buy my.
Look at that. You won't even have to cut it up.
Your
Yeah,
mom
what-
won't complain about it.
Did Nick Gage use it to like stab people and all that
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
Gage used
Oh,
it
yeah.
to eat
Nick-
some coleslaw.
Yeah, Nick Gage, he's used it.
I doubt it.
No, he hasn't used it, Lexar. I won't present myself as a fraud here on the show. Nick Gage has never used it. Well, but maybe if I could get him to come through the door here and like grab it and like stab it into my head, would you buy it then?
Maybe. But Nick Gage. But
Does
Nick
he have
Gage
to
was
like
the
torture
time.
me more or something, and that will make you buy it? Like, does he have to like?
What if he took
Domino-
it and he like stabs Intra in the nutsack with it?
That red thing that has a Domino's logo on it. He needs to like cut you on the forehead too.
What if he takes the fork and he jabs it in my eye and pulls my eyeball out? Would
Oh,
you
I'll
want it
pay him to do that.
See?
Dangerous man is Jackie Jones. Sadistic human being. That's why he
Yeah, I
has that
mean-
pride flag up.
It would be. Yeah, that's why I have a pride flag up, because I'm sadistic. That's like the dumbest thing, and you say a lot of dumb things, but that one might take the cake. Bruce's
I want to-
Ghost, how you doing, my buddy, my pal, my amigo, my compadre?
Good. Happy to see everybody tonight. How's
I would
everybody
be-
doing?
Hey, Bruce. I'd be pretty impressed if Nick Gage could cut me with this. It barely cut pizza at the time.
That would probably hurt worse though if he's cutting you with a blunt instrument. Like he's gonna hold you down and fucking force it over your face. That's why a razor doesn't really hurt, because it just cuts instantly.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun to see. That would be a good event at HeadyCon. How long does it take to get blood out of Incher with this plastic pizza cutter? Take bets.
We're not doing this.
What?
That sounds like,
a fun time, don't you think, Bruce?
Yeah, it sounds nice.
What? Bruce?
No, sorry.
See, yeah, good man, Bruce.
Boom. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Lexar would like that too, wouldn't he, Lexi? You were just advocating it. All right. So what's on your mind, Bruce, besides seeing Intra get bloodied?
Not
I don't
much,
want to
just-
see Intra bloody, just to throw it out there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe hurt just a little bit.
Yeah, but nothing like permanent.
Mm-hmm.
maybe balls getting hurt in some way because it'll make
Damn.
it funny.
Oh,
It'll make it funny.
Yeah, if like we put Intra's balls in like a
Doesn't sound
vice or
funny.
something.
Yeah. Like a glass
Jeez,
of
you
ice
had that
water
pretty
and see how
quickly.
long you can stay up or something.
almost like he had this thought up already. He's like, put Incher's balls in a vice. He's probably dreamed about that one. He's like, I hope I get away with putting Incher's balls in a vice. How am I going to get away with this one?
That'd be good. Sounds fun. No, nothing like that.
See, it's way funnier than the knife thing.
Yeah, see, it should just be fun. Everybody should be
nuts.
laughing.
Yeah.
Besides you.
That's the part you like the most, I think.
Yeah, it's more like just the humiliation than the physical pain. I'm just kidding.
I'd like to.
I don't
want
to see Incher in any kind of pain.
I'd like to grab those little points on your mustache and just keep pulling until they just pull right off.
Why are you so mean? I just
to see what it
put
would
you
do.
over. Then you start going crazy.
Yeah. Vic's got some shitty hotel internet tonight or something.
What's he doing in the hotel?
He's out of town for work.
Yeah, work.
We love you,
Likely
Vic.
story.
Yeah, that's what he told us a couple weeks ago. I pay attention to Vic, unlike somebody here.
Yeah, I mean that's the story he told us. That don't mean it's true.
I believe everybody in the Headyverse. They're all honest people. Everyone.
I believe
every
Vic.
one of them.
I believe Vic. He's a good man.
Did you see my bird video, Incher?
The bird video?
Yeah, if you saw it, you probably remember it. It's just weird.
Bird video.
Never mind.
I've seen this bird video.
It's.
Let's see.
I was bored.
Is
Put
it
it
on the
your
group?
page, actually. Like
You
your
did?
actual page, like on your wall.
Yeah, he's gonna claim that I don't pay attention, but anything you tell Incher, he
I tried to message you, but you're not on Messenger, I guess. So I had to put it on your
I
wall.
should be on Messenger. Are
I'm
we
a friend
friends?
on Facebook with you, but not on Messenger. It wouldn't send it or something.
Well, that's strange. I thought if you're friends on Facebook, you could always message
I
somebody.
did too.
Yeah. Maybe you just don't have that.
Oh,
app.
here it is.
I can play it on the show if you want. It's not. Is it copywritten?
It's. I give you permission.
I know, but is there is there something in it that?
No.
Let's watch it
I'm
right
not
now.
very proud of it, but
Well, you must be bringing it up.
I guess I am proud of it.
I
Be
do see it
proud.
right here. So you did post it. Here, I'll give it a thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
Here we
Here it
go.
comes. This artistry at its finest. Check it out. Okay. See, the bird's opening its mouth and making noises.
I think that's the actual bird.
Yeah. The mic is outside, actually.
Maybe we can get the bird to video into the show.
This is my finest moment in life. Finest moment. That's my favorite part right there.
Pretty sweet. What do you think, Inchman?
Ew.
There you go.
What's the point?
Mike wants to know:
That's the best.
Does the bird look like Cody Rhodes?
Oh no.
Even when we showed it live, and I still don't think Incher saw it.
Does Cody Rhodes have a cloaca? That's the real thing.
Jonathan Jackson. He hasn't watched wrestling in over 50 years.
Lies.
He was a big fan of Farmer Burns, Stanislaus Zbyszko.
Mm-hmm.
Vic Giovanni says, I'm in the Marriott downtown Chattanooga. So if any ladies want to come up and ride Space Mountain, woo!
Whoa.
Oldest ride, longest line.
Isn't Vic married though? I don't think his
Who?
wife would approve.
Ric Flair?
Vic showing me.
Oh. Incher says his computer's acting up. He's just pretending, I think, so he can try to hang up or something. Don't you think? It's hard to believe him.
Inch is trying to talk, but I couldn't hear him.
Talk, boy. He says, look, it says you're muted. Can't unmute your guest because they chose to mute themselves. It says you muted yourself, boy. So you're going to have to go in and unmute yourself. Unmute. It's telling on you. It says that you muted yourself.
Now he's taking selfies.
What the hell is he doing? He probably doesn't even know he's on video. He's sending dick pics. He thinks he's on Plenty of Fish or something, and he's trying to get a date. He's on Grindr.
Tout it
all out. These are the touts I can tout about. So come on. He's sending a very blurry video of his wiener or something. What the hell is this? Hold on. I'm going to try to show you guys this. He's sending like a very blurry video. Hopefully this isn't his wiener because I don't want to get kicked off YouTube.
Well, Tazo showed his ass on the old YouTube, and that got gotten through on
Still
YouTube.
the same YouTube.
I think I saw a light spot in all the dark pubes with the Tazo.
Look, what the hell is he doing? Is Incher just like drunk or something?
I think Inch is trying to watch porn.
This video makes less sense than the bird video.
Nice.
What is he doing?
Oh no.
Now he left.
Man. Do you
I'm
think
sorry that I had to show the video.
him and Vic Schiavone must have the same internet? Doing Spanish lessons. That's probably right. All right. Well, maybe we'll just go and answer the questions from the Headyverse. What do you think? I don't see Steven Butler here.
His wife probably grounded him.
Probably. All right. Let me get these questions up. Hopefully,
I watched the
can join
Bam Bam Bigelow documentary today.
Oh, sweet.
It was
I was
cool.
thinking of tattoo in my head.
Nice.
What would
That's
be
a
a
good
good tattoo for my head?
The in your head logo.
Yeah, the big logo. Yeah, right here. That'd be cool.
And you could self-promote it to everybody in your local area.
I just thought of urethra.
What
Just a
the
big
hell?
urethra. Sorry. That'd be weird.
Like a giant penis head. Dobbs Dean Maya. Hello. How are you? Doing pretty good. Do you believe there's a highly intelligent life form outside of Earth who are capable of visiting us? If so, why do they come here and what do they want? It's an interesting question. I think all of us have thought about. Is there intelligent? I think there has to be life out there. I think that one's going to be, I know, it's hard to even debate that. There has to be some other type of, but is it intelligent enough to come here? They would have to have very advanced technology. So if they did come here, they probably would take us over, or are they just watching us? I don't know. I used to believe a lot of the alien stuff, but I don't really believe it so much anymore, even though there's a lot of stuff coming out that there's UFOs and stuff. On last week's AEW, MJF mentioned that mothers from Colorado swallow. I mean, it's normal to swallow food and water, but I feel like he's referring to something else. Please inform us. Swallowing the cannabis pills, the marijuana pills, because it's illegal. It's legal in Colorado. Adam Cole, baby, called MJF a toxic Twitter troll and a douchebag. I cringe so hard. We just went over that. I was a big fan of the Adam Cole promo. Both promos. Bruce Briscoe wants to know what is up. My dong. Because I get so excited every week we do In Your Head. Boom. I am hard for the Headyverse.
Rock hard.
Rock hard. All 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about being mean white men? Or being white men? I don't really give a shit one way or the other, to be honest. I'm not proud or or ashamed. I mean, I just happen to be, so it doesn't really make any difference to me. El Santos World. What is the show's TikTok handle? IYH Wrestling. IYH Wrestling for In Your Head and Without Your Head for Without Your Head. Bruce Briscoe, where's Violent Idols? They were on earlier. Tyler, can we get a Jimmy the Jam? Jimmy, ow. Jimmy the Jam.
Is he like the Pistol McGee of In Your Head?
Who?
Jimmy Jam.
Jimmy Jam passed away.
I know, but
I guess Piss Jug McGee did too. Jay Bradbury. Would love to hear you guys take fantasy booking of AEW versus WWE Forbidden Door. I think that would take that's not something you just think of on the spur of the moment. I think we'd have to plan that out. But your top matches, let's see. I mean, you got Usos versus FTR maybe. Or Usos versus the Young Bucks. Or maybe let's see, the Elite. Oh, the Elite versus Bloodline in a War Games match. That's what I would do.
The Cody match would be interesting, though.
Oh, true, yeah. Cody Rhodes.
See who they pair him.
Yeah. Punk versus Cody Rhodes. Punk versus Roman Reigns would be big. But if I get Roman Reigns already against the Elite in the War Games, yeah, Punk and Cody maybe, because there's a rumors that's why he left. I don't know how true that is, but there's some rumors. Interesting. Bray Wyatt versus the House of Black in some fashion. Women, we got Britt Baker versus
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch or Charlotte. I mean, there's a lot of them you could do. Jonathan Jackson. How long is it? I think he wants to know how many inches long is your middle finger? When was the last time you've eaten a plain hamburger on a bun?
Last week, someone made some Memorial Day food, and I ate a hamburger.
Why is watching WWE like eating a plain hamburger on a bun? Bruce Briscoe, Lexar and Bruce should form a tag team. What would the tag team name be? What would the tag team name be of Bruce's Ghost and Lexar?
Maybe
the Mighty Briscoes
or something.
The Mighty Briscoes?
Mm-hmm. Even though I'm not a Briscoe.
Neither is Bruce. It's this Bruce. Bruce's Ghost.
Yeah. Slippery Nipples. Something.
Whoa, that's a good name.
Yeah.
Did you ever interview the Iron Sheik? Yeah. In our first year, we had the Iron Sheik on. It was a 5-minute interview. He got very mad. Our most hits at the time. Got a lot of publicity. But rest in peace, the Iron Sheik. Great character. A lot of longevity even outside after he stopped wrestling. Kind of reinvented himself as, this crazy character. Got well known to a lot of people. Probably wouldn't have known him otherwise. But even as a wrestler, I think he gets overlooked a little bit because he was a legit great wrestler back in the day. And the guy that carried the title from one era to the next, from the Bob Backlund era to the Hulk Hogan era. Jonathan Jackson would have called in, but my internet is acting like it's from Marriott in downtown Chattanooga. Why is everyone's internet out? What is happening? Is this some kind of conspiracy against the Headyverse?
It's terrible.
I bet Tazo's to blame.
He's hacking everyone's internet.
Tyler says a good tag team name for Lexar and Bruce would be the Hump and Dump.
Nice. I'll do the dumping.
Damn, the Hump and Dump connection. Yeah. What's your favorite Iron Sheik match? Interesting. I don't know. I'll be honest, a lot of his good stuff's before my day. When I started watching it, it was mostly him and Nikolai Volkov, which weren't particularly great matches as tag teams. I guess Hogan beating him and Iron Sheik getting an erection in the ring.
I specifically remember the camel clutch on Bob Backlund when I was a kid. I was like, oh my God, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
So I was affected by Iron Sheik.
Jackson says you guys could be the Ghost Nutbusters.
Yeah.
Bustin' makes you feel good.
I'll be the ghost. You could bust nuts.
Yeah, Lexar, you busting nuts?
Yes.
With a hammer.
Damn. Violent. Tyler, do you have a Persian club in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? Hey, now.
Is that what those things are called? That was cool when you did the...
Yeah.
Things.
Those are always pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Would you rather eat a plain hamburger on a bun or hang out and watch talk shows with Lexar? I'll be honest. I'm not against a plain cheeseburger on a bun. I'm not against
I like
that.
cheeseburgers.
Yeah, don't need to have.
I'll eat the cheeseburger while watching old episodes of Jerry Springer.
I'd rather eat the burger than watch
that.
This
sounds
shit.
Sad, but very cool. I'd do that.
Sad and cool. That could be your tag team name.
Nice.
Lexa wants to know, WWE television deals with Raw and SmackDown are expiring next year, and it's been reported that USA Network and Fox have closed their windows for renewal. Are you worried that the shows could wind up in some streaming device or on Disney-owned network? I don't really care. I don't watch them, but I don't know why would that worry me. The only way I guess, if they're not on Peacock and they're on, because the only thing I watch are the pay-per-views, so the TV show being on a channel doesn't really make any difference to me. The only thing that would suck is if they took the pay-per-views off of the streaming, because I'm not going to buy them again. I'm not going to start buying the pay-per-views, the WWE pay-per-views like I used to. I would probably buy WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble, and if something had something really cool, maybe. I think it would probably be a bust, because I don't think after years of being on the network, you could convince your reteach your fans to start buying monthly pay-per-views for $50.
Yeah.
I don't think WWE being on, I don't know, some other channel instead of USA, as long as it's something that people have and stuff, I don't think it really makes much difference. I don't really care.
I heard it might go on FX.
Okay. I mean, how would that affect you? Do you have the only thing is, do you have FX?
Yeah, I do have FX.
Yeah, so would it really matter?
No, as long as because like I thought it would be cool if it stays on broadcast TV because it'll attract more eyeballs to the product.
Yeah.
Even if people don't watch wrestling, but they watch like the regular network television channels, they probably watch Fox, some type of show, and they say, "Stay tuned for WWE SmackDown."
Yeah, I mean
And
that's good for them. Me as a watcher, it doesn't really matter. But it's always best to be on something that more people can see you.
Mm.
Impact, went to some channels, but I don't think Raw would go to like one of those channels that Impact used to
I now
do.
have Destination America.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then it was like a premium channel. You have to call the company and upgrade with the package. But now it's here. You just watch it.
Yeah, Interest said he tried to watch Bruce's video on his phone and his computer died. Man,
Wow.
I think Bruce put some kind of
Voodoo.
Not on that
definitely.
video.
WWE is scheduled to have Roman Reigns defend his WWE Universal Championship against Rey Mysterio this Saturday night in Cleveland, Ohio. Are you intrigued? Nope.
It's on a house show, and they're trying to attract more fans to come to Cleveland, Ohio, instead of going to Chicago for AEW Collision.
Oh. No, I'm not interested in that. And plus I'm not going to Ohio, so it doesn't matter to me. Alexa, iconic wrestler Billy Kay. Oh, she was one of the Iconics, but when I read that, I thought you were saying she was like iconic, like an icon of wrestling. Billy Kay.
I tried to put the two eyes, but it
was like a spell check.
Into something else.
Yeah. Announced that she's pregnant. Are you happy? Yeah, good for her. Good for her. Good for having a baby. Are you excited, Bruce? Are you the dad?
No. It's cool that she had sex with someone, though. It's awesome.
Yeah, maybe they just injected her or something.
Well, with a penis.
Sorry. Thoughts on Dave Meltzer 5-star rating review for Double or Nothing? He didn't give the whole thing. He gave the main event. I'm fine with that. I don't really care about people's star ratings. It's just someone's opinion on the matches. They're all kind of silly. But I thought the last two matches were the best matches on that show. Before you have to stay home every Saturday night to watch I won't. I won't stay home every night to watch it. If I'm home, I'll watch it, and if not, I'll watch it on DVR. You seem pissed. You look like you're going to kill me or something.
But what were your plans every weekly Saturday night? What would you do?
This Saturday I went to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the Pride Parade. And I went to some movies.
Casino.
And I did go. Yeah, I had a pretty eventful Saturday. Went to casino, Pride Parade, went to movies, ate in Chinatown.
Do you keep a planner?
Yeah, but not for that stuff. I keep a planner for interviews.
Oh, I've bought a new planner.
Very sweet. Nightmare Before Christmas.
So hopefully I'll use it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I keep one for interviews. Because I do a lot of horror movie interviews and events and stuff like that. But I always go to Boston pretty much every weekend, but it's not always Saturday. It's usually Friday or Sunday. But it all depends what's happening. Depends what stuff's going on in Boston. But so if I'm home, I'll watch it. because I do think it's better to watch the wrestling live before it's spoiled or anything. And there's a good feel about watching it live. You know what I'm saying? Because anything can happen. So ideally, I would watch it live. But if I'm not home, I'll have my box set to DVR it, which is very helpful. I mean, I had DVR all the Dynamite shows, and I'm usually home on Wednesday, but sometimes I'm not. And what's good if you're DVRing it, even if you get home a little late. In fact, it's kind of ideal if you come home about after the show's been on a half hour, an hour, and then you can just fast forward over the commercials and still basically be watching it live. It's pretty just rocking.
Hi.
Incher's back.
Incher is back. You missed a lot. I've been answering these questions. You've been missing a lot of them.
Dang. Sorry, I had computer issues and it takes forever to reboot this computer.
Damn. Lexar wants to know, are Crocs fashionable?
No, but they're comfortable from what I hear.
Yeah, my mom likes them, and my friend Michael started wearing them recently. He said they're very comfortable. I've never worn them.
Yeah, I hear they're really comfortable.
You wear them, Lexar?
I'm thinking about wearing one and heading to the strip club.
So you think the girls be like, hell yeah, look at that guy in them Crocs? Now they might be comfortable, Lexar, and I'm not saying I'm the expert with the ladies, but I don't think Crocs is the way to get the ladies.
Maybe you should bring an extra pair of Crocs and give them to them. Maybe they can strip in some Crocs.
Give strippers shoes. That usually works.
I say forget the Crocs, let's bring the cocks.
There you go.
Jonathan
That's what Jack would want if he's a stripper.
Jonathan Jackson! Crocs give easy access for mosquitoes to bite your feet.
Huh?
I saw a person wear Crocs with ankle socks. Do you think that will help prevent the mosquito bites?
Probably.
I say wear big knee socks, white knee socks,
and shorts.
Shorts, white knee socks. Yeah, that's a good look. And Crocs.
Like
bright
the
yellow
tie-dyed Crocs. Oh, yeah. Bright yellow would be good, too.
And then some snowshoes on top of them.
On your head. In case you do a handstand.
I have some cool... These are my boots. They remind me of moon shoes.
I think they're made for walking. Cool. These boots are made. Everyone shows their... Here's my shoe.
Yeah. Nice. Balance.
You wearing shoes, Incher?
No, but they're sitting right here.
You're going to take your feet off?
Wow.
Boot
nice
man.
Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Lexar seems intrigued.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Lexar, lick the bottom of my shoe.
Whoa! Look at that. He's trying
my shoe.
If he was in your face, Lexar, and he's like, lick my shoe, what would you do? Just beat the shit out of Inchman?
Mm-hmm. I'll uppercut the shoe.
Boom! Right in the face.
Yep.
Now, Incher thinks he's the toughest man that walks the earth. So do you think you could take Incher?
Well, he's my friend because he gave me my nickname.
Mm-hmm,
so I'm just going to leave him and Jack to do the fighting.
What? You don't want to see him get ripped apart by my bare hands. It's like, harsh. It'd be just like I picked up a piece of paper and was like,
you just argue over which case is better.
He's so graceful.
It wouldn't be graceful when I'm ripping your head off and shoving it down your throat.
Whatever.
Who is your favorite celebrity that is very popular in another country, but is little or lesser known in the States? I don't know.
They said Bam Bam Bigelow was way more popular in Japan because of his tag team run with Vader.
And the Lariat Hansen.
I would say the Gallagher brothers from Oasis. I would say they're not as well known in the States as they are like in the UK. If I was going to answer the question,
Annabella Rich,
who's that?
an actress from the UK. Lexa, thoughts on the UEFA Champions League finals game between Nikhil and Dobbs? This is fucking rocking.
Like
What
basketball
are
or
they
something?
like? Are they mad at each other or something about like soccer? Or?
Dobbs said it was horrible. The bastards, Manchester City, have taken our treble. Our treble? Anyway, why are you asking? And
Yeah, I
Nikhil
thought it
said
was all
just
about that
watched
pace.
first 10 minutes and then didn't bother.
I thought it was worse than the Rocky movies that they forced me to watch.
El Santos World, who is your least favorite wrestling giant?
That
Probably
Clubber Lang.
Omos.
That Clubber Lang was really unusual. I didn't like him.
I'm going to say Omos.
I found it very disrespectful when he told Rocky's wife that she should come over to his house if she wanted a real man.
I think I like Nikhil better than the Gallagher brothers.
You can go to fucking hell, you son of a...
El Gigante's suit is disturbing.
I loved it. I remember when he came out in that suit. I just laughed. I was watching with my family, and we all just started laughing.
It's like gross. Like it's weird. Did you guys ever watch that educational show where that guy had that bodysuit on? Where it was like his organs, and that's what that reminded me of. Like,
yeah, it's very similar to
very
that.
similar.
What's the name
That
of
dude
it?
was. I don't remember. It's like
Bill Nye the
Mr.
Science Guy?
Body or something.
No, it's not Bill Nye. It's
He had like really curly hair, and he was like,
yeah.
"Hey, look at my pancreas." Like,
What
and
was
that'd
that
be a
dude's
song.
name?
Sounds
I just
pretty
looked it
hot.
up not long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it
For
was kind
what?
of disturbing when I was a kid. This dude who had like organs like on his bodysuit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah,
I
that
know you're
80s
thinking something.
perm
Look at
going
him.
on.
Yeah, you had the perm going on.
Bob Ross?
Nah. But he was basically naked in front of kids, like
Oh, really?
the whole time. Because he was wearing this bodysuit that was
Well, he's
like
wearing a
basically
suit.
muscles and like it was like a flesh-colored bodysuit, like El Gigante.
Wait a
That's a
minute, I
bit
got a
stretch.
picture here.
Then
You
he's
can
not
see his
naked
cock.
because,
It's weird.
because he's wearing
I'm joking.
a suit though. He's not naked though.
Exactly.
Mr. Slim Goodbody.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down because he's weird.
Mr. Slim Goodbody.
I'm gonna start wearing that.
Let's see. Here you go.
Word on the show, Jack. Go
Hell
check
yeah.
more viewers.
Hell yeah,
Okay.
that guy's weird.
He's a weird fucker.
I think he looks cool.
Trying to educate us.
It's like putting his balls in kids' faces, like, hey,
I don't think he put his
these
balls
are your
in
gonads. Anyway,
Jackson wants to
Yeah.
know if he was a Peter grabber. I'm just trying to educate people. Dan, Southern boys are tough.
Thank you.
They're tough and slow. Here are my
If anybody
boys.
doesn't deserve getting their ass kicked, I think Jones really deserves it. I mean, just like he's really asking for it at times.
Those are look at those badasses. You know who those three people are, Lexar?
You took a photo of Rob Black?
That's me. That's Dobbs in the middle. And this is Nikhil over here.
So I'm sitting at the pub, and I decided to have 2 Cokes. And then I took a lime, and I put it on top of my Coke. And those are good times. Much better. Much better than
that was a lemon. Ha ha! You don't even know the difference between a lemon and a lime.
I thought it was a clementine.
Oh, I haven't had a clementine for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I saw lemon flavored Cheerios at the store today, like frosted.
I had
lemon.
a pink lady apple today.
Those are my favorite apple.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
Pink
Nick's
lady
about to get pissed. At least until Bruce said he liked it. Lexar, when you watch wrestling, do you like to see a company or sponsor logos on the canvas? No. Who gets excited about like sponsorship logos? It's very weird.
I like when the wrestlers wear the WWF on their trunks, like sometimes. That's always, I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
They're
weird.
just like pushing for a push from Vince. He's like, hell yeah, he's wearing the logo on his pants. That's a good man, pal. I'm going to give that man a push.
No, I think Inter should put my initials like in his underwear or something.
Yeah.
You see the Drag Kings logo on the canvas on Dynamite almost every week. So
Yeah, I don't see that and think, yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Why would that excite you?
I'm not excited about it. I just thought you liked it because you were such an AEW mark. And
I like
DraftKings
the
mark.
wrestling about like their advertisement. Like that's weird.
So back in the day in ECW when they had the company logo on the mat, and they also had like Acclaim presents Hardcore Revolution, the video game where they're trying to promote it.
Well, at least
put it
that's
on the
wrestling
canvas.
related.
I liked Halloween Havoc and how they were like, buy Snickers. Like, made it more cheesy, kind of. In a way.
You guys are weird. Sábado gigante, football y más. That's what I remember. I was watching ECW Saturday nights, 2 a.m. on the Spanish channel 27. Everything was in Spanish except for ECW, and all the ads were in Spanish, and they'd always advertise Sábado gigante, y football y más.
I think Lexar is bringing into question your Spanish there, Jack.
No, I think I nailed it. Sábado gigante, y football y más.
Sábado Gigante is a variety show.
Right, it was 2 different shows in football y
And
más.
football is just football. It's just a soccer game. It's just like a UEFA Champions League. And in Mas, I don't know what. It could be anything. Like it could be another variety show. It could be like those telenovelas, news show.
Do you think they'd have a show where they
Wendy
put
Williams
dogs in it?
No, I think they have
En tu cabeza!
I think they had a Spanish daytime talk show, but it's kind of like there was a female like Jerry Springer like show.
What's that mean, Inter? En tu cabeza!
In your head.
How was that Spanish, Lexar? See?
Tu cabeza.
See? I saw Lexar when it's Saturday when I was in Boston. I took a picture of him.
I wasn't in Boston.
Maybe it was your uncle or something.
No, it wasn't my uncle.
He's carrying a Guatemala bag or something.
No.
So it was around this time when I'm just drinking my 2 Cokes in the pub with Jack. I thought maybe I should ask him if he wants to come back to my flat and watch some Cliffhanger with me. Would you like to watch some Cliffhanger with me, Jack?
Nikhil didn't go up to my. Dobbs did go up to my into my bedroom when I was there. He rode. He was the only other person who rode in my pink bunny. Boom. Dan wants to know what happened to Ico Pro. That's a good question. We need. Would you like In Your Head better if we put advertisements all over it, like a bunch of like ads? Ico Pro ads. Domino's Pizza. Golgo, is there something hard in the neighborhood? Who you gonna call? Not Busters. If there's a big fat stiffy and it won't go down, who you gonna call? Not Busters. I ain't afraid of no cum.
That's just filthy.
That's a pretty good tune.
The lyrics would be different if it was an all-female cast, Ghostbusters.
I mean, they could be busted nuts too, for them. Incher is a master impressionist.
Thank you, sir. El
Yeah,
Santos world. I think I sound great when I'm doing it, but when I listen to it back, I'm like, Jesus, that was horrible.
I think it's fantastic.
I go, it sounds just like me.
Was that you then, or I thought that was Jimmy Snuka?
No. Brah, brah.
I used to think Incher looked like Snuka. No, you looked like Tonga.
That was
Kid
back
or
when you
something.
had the Coke bottle glasses that you used to wear.
There was a picture of you that you looked very Samoan. I wish I still had those pictures. I don't know where they would be though. Because then I made you. Remember, I put you put you in
Such a
Samoan
shame.
gear.
I think I actually have that one.
I haven't
My
done
computer
Photoshop in a
doesn't
long
die
time.
while
I used to Photoshop you a lot. Do you miss those days?
Oh yeah, Let's see. I do have some of them.
I looked you guys up on the internet like a few years ago, and yeah, there's some really weird stuff just like floating around.
I'm kind of interested now. What did you look up? How would you in your head or what?
Yeah, just like in your head, just to see like I think it was when you like guys were doing like a little break or something. And I was like, oh, what are they up to? And so.
I can't find. I'll have to look some other time, but that's interesting. I know Incher used to get into some weird stuff.
Huh? Not me.
Like pictures of Incher's head on a goat bodies and stuff. Stuff
That
like
sounds pretty cool.
I loved when you guys were talking about like the fan fiction stuff, and I wanted to see. And
Yeah,
weren't
Incher
there
loved that,
pictures
too.
of that? Like with the
No,
pizza
there
box?
should be though.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe I'll take the old ones and animate them.
There's a program that animates like fan fiction kind of for you.
Really?
I think so. I'll try to. There's a podcast I watched that did it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that. All right. Let's see. Golgo 13. Domino's Pizza is always the ad I get. I think YouTube sees Incher's Domino Pizza Cutter and thinks In Your Head loves the Dominoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we do.
Yeah, we should get a sponsorship. That'd be cool.
Yeah, if they sponsor it, I'll love Domino's.
Hell yeah.
Would a little piece of you just die inside every time you had to plug
Yeah, I
Domino's?
mean, it's not real
Like $10,000 an ad or something.
Well, there we go. Might be
There you
time for me to write some more fan fiction about Incher, Golgo says.
No, so well, I liked his. I didn't like the
Because
other
you're always
ones.
like banging the women.
Like Slarty Bardfast or whoever that
Slarty's
was.
a good man.
Or Barty Oil, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, yeah. Incher loved that guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what happened to him. If you're out there, send something or zoom in, video in. What would you do if you videoed in Incher and he really was just this animated human being?
He sounded just like Neil Jones. He was just like, "Hi, it's Lordy Birdfest.
No,
I'm a
Slarty's
master
totally different
impressionist."
Is that the case?
guy. It's the mind of the madness.
He's got the mind of the madness.
Does that sound like me, Bruce? Do I talk like that?
That's kind of weird. I don't know. I gotta listen back on this.
He's got the mind of the madness.
You kind of your impression kind of sounds like you, but I mean your impression sounds like me doing an impression of you. When Jack and his brother went to the pinball arcade, did they manage to play the Playboy and WWE Royal Rumble pinball games? They did not have either one. Do you hate it when dust lands on your prized possessions? You can just dust it.
I mean, there's nothing you can really do about dust.
Cover it up.
You just got to dust regularly.
Then dust gets on the cover and it's like nightmare.
I hate the fucking dust. Chill the dust. But your prized possession's laying on the floor. You're walking all over it. When watching A&E and WWE Hidden Treasures, do you tend to get a little jealous of a fan's wrestling memorabilia collection?
No, not really. I think the only thing I'd be jealous of is if they started pulling out like Hall of Fame rings. I'd be like, oh, I wish I had that.
What if they had a pinball machine?
Like a wrestling themed one?
Wrestling one that was limited to one of a kind.
Oh, that would be, yeah, I'd probably be jealous of that. Yeah. Like if it was like a one-off, like a machine that was a prototype.
Hell
Damn.
yeah.
We got the Bret Hart prototype pinball machine.
Yeah. The Anarchia pinball machine that was never
Oh,
released.
God. I'd
The
really be
ZZ
going crazy
pinball
for that
machine. He's battling gators on there. And then Billy Gunn jumps out and starts berating you every once in a while. Every time you get like you go down the chute, Billy Gunn just pops out and yells at you. On the ZZ machine.
Jeez. He was such an asshole back then.
Dan, best wrestling game. I liked the WCW NWO World Tour, those ones.
Yeah, those were good.
I like that one.
That's why I'm
I
looking
like
forward to
pro
the AEW
wrestling.
one, because it's supposed to be like that. I like pro wrestling too. I like tag team
And
wrestling. It's pretty lame now if you look at it, but it's fun.
I like that game. But Legends of Wrestling 2 is a game that I played a lot of for some reason. But I liked it.
WCW one was fun too.
Yeah, the
That's kind of an
WCW one
overlooked
was
game.
good. Yeah.
Which one is that?
On the NES.
Oh.
World Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, and it was the first one where you can actually pick your moves and stuff a little bit. Like it's very limited for the time, but at the time, well, it's limited, looking back, but at the time it was pretty cool. Nikhil Callahan.
Oh, yeah.
19 years ago today, the very first episode of TNA Impact Wrestling aired. What are your favorite memories? It was cool. I was hoping, we lost WCW and ACW, so it was dark time.
Mm-hmm.
and this new promotion started. I was excited for it. I actually like the weekly pay-per-views. I'm looking back, would I like them now? Probably not, but at the time, like, it was cool. It was interesting. And I enjoyed the shows.
Impact came on Fox Sports Net on I think Friday afternoons at 3:00 at the time before it moved to Spike.
18 years ago, WWE produced ECW One Night Stand 2005. Memories. That was an amazing show at the time.
It was. I liked it. I love this Cena
that was great.
match. It was great.
No, that's the second one.
Yeah, that was the second one.
I was at the second one.
Great show. As a big ECW fan, it was cool seeing all the people again. Just I just thought it was an amazing show, and I really hoped it was going to lead to something else, which it did. But what we got was not, particularly good. But that first show was awesome, and the second one was good too.
I was at the second one, like I said.
What did you enjoy it?
Mm-hmm. You could, if you saw the pay-per-view, you could see me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they put lots of camera shots on me.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing?
Taking the picture.
Were you chugging a beer like the Sandman?
No, but you could see my hand like waving at the camera.
Oh, that's cool.
And Sandman was like making his entrance.
I had a dream about Jack last week. I dreamt he was riding a bike through a busy city, dodging cars while doing an episode of In Your Head. I was nervous that Jack was going to become street meat.
Oh my goodness.
That's a wet dream to Incher. Gogo was worried. Incher would be like, yeah, run him over. Be like a reverse Game of Frogger for Incher. Instead of trying to have me avoid the cars, he'd try to run me into the cars.
It's like while you're like down, you get hit by the car and you're just down on the ground suffering. You're like, oh, I just got hit by a car. And then here I come with a steamroller.
They should make a Death Race 2000 video game where you have to actually go and run over people. Get like extra points for kids and old people, like in the old movie.
Well, there is a Death Race game that was in the arcades and it was on the NES.
Yeah, it was probably not like people. That. Did you really? Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
You actually hit people, man.
Oh, I like it.
It was like back in the day.
Raiders of the Lost Ark was released 42 years. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Raiders of the Lost Ark, but you can't celebrate the 42nd anniversary, the 18th anniversary, 19th anniversary. You got to celebrate the 20th, the 50th, the 40th. I'll even allow the 45th, 15th. Multiples, I say really should be multiples of 10. Multiples of 5, but not 18th, 19th, 42nd. Otherwise, you're celebrating the anniversary every single year, which is fine if it's your birthday, your anniversary, you got married, but you don't celebrate the anniversary of Raiders of the Lost Ark every week, or the anniversary of TNA Wrestling every week, every month, every year.
Unless you're Nikhil.
These are my rules. I make them, and I believe everyone should abide by them. Incher wants to be Bozo from the Toxic Avenger. He only gets full points if he kills Jack. Damn. Mark Torgel of the Toxic Avenger is in my movie.
Oh, excellent.
Mark Torgel, you know who he played?
Toxie?
No, he plays Toxie before he becomes Toxie.
Oh.
He's
The
when
nerdy
he's
guy.
Melvin.
The
Plays
nerd. The nerd.
I
Is
love
he
that
going to
movie.
be in the video game?
What?
Coming out with Toxic Avengers video game soon?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Should be.
I love when they run over that kid's head, like right at the beginning.
There he is, right there, Incher.
Wow.
I'm about to smash him. I'm gonna hit him. I'm like, fire! A violent man, Incher.
Why are you so violent? I mean, the guy was in your movie and everything.
It's the way I roll. It's the way I roll, Incher.
You just hurt the ones that try to help you. Just like me. All I try to do is help you, and you're like, I want to hurt him.
You're always talking about running to run me over and shit.
It's just because I want revenge.
Revenge for what? For being loyal?
For being loyal, you're wanting to hurt me to begin with.
Look, there he is.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Awesome.
That guy. Two handsome men, Incher.
Mm-hmm.
And he's wearing, look at that shirt. He's wearing without your head shirt. Pretty sweet. All right. That was a good night. Even Fincher refused to come.
What? I didn't refuse to come. I got the COVID. That wasn't Columbus, was it?
No, it was in L.A.
See, you just like try to make me look bad. I got the COVID, man. Do you want me to come bring you a big case of COVID?
100% agree, Jack. Multiples of 10 or the 25th are the only ones. Exactly. You don't celebrate the 42nd anniversary of a movie. That's just stupid. I love Nikhil, but anyway, Raiders of the Lost Ark is a great movie, and if anyone even debates that, I mean, would you even take him seriously?
It's the 42nd anniversary. It's very important.
Yeah.
Looks like Stevie's having some what's with the internet tonight? They're trying to sabotage in your head, Incher.
There he is.
Whoa.
There he is.
Right. We're going to take a break from Nikhil's questions. I know Incher was wanting to finish them, but it is time once again, Inch man, Inch daddy, Inch baby, Inch ha for the...
Wait a minute.
And we, after our 2 hours, or 2 hour wait, let's get to the Raw report.
I know, fucking Incher. Raw report. I like that. I know, fucking Incher. All right, Raw report. Raw report. Raw report. Raw report. It's time once again for the Raw report. Yeah. Oh, all right, Raw report.
Raw report.
Ah!
My
Hell yeah! Hell to way to kick off the Raw report.
Well, that was a good roll.
All right.
This internet's kind of screwed.
Please do the Raw report in a loud, clear voice. This was Monday Night Raw. Is what Logo would recommend.
Okay. So we are in Wichita, Kansas. So actually, so Monday Night Raw kicks off with Scrap Iron is in the ring.
Hell yeah.
And he introduces the SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. So
You remember when we were buddies with Scrap Iron?
Yeah, then he unfriended me on Facebook.
He did? Oh, geez.
We were buddies.
Yeah, we were buddies. That's not even a bit. We hung out. Always talked every year. Then he gets too big for old in your head. Boom. And he clicks unfriend. Troy drew him.
So, Jack,
Troy's
I
in a
know
video with him. We're all in videos with him.
So, Jack, I know you really don't like the plethora, the preponderance of titles in AEW.
I don't like him anywhere. It's too many everywhere.
Well,
and there's 3 world titles in WWE. That's just insane.
At least in WWE, when they introduce a new title, they I guess they retire old ones because Scrap
That's
Iron
even dumber.
introduces-
That's not Scrap Iron.
I just seen it. I just want to show it. That's King Kong Bundy.
5 count. It sucks. They spent all this time building up Roman Reigns' title reign as the undisputed champion, and then they unravel a lot of it, take away a lot of the importance, because then you retire, and then you just make, the worst part is making up a whole new other world title. So he's no longer the undisputed title champion. You can't even call him the undisputed champion when you create another title.
Can't do it.
Well,
Yeah,
Jack,
they look almost the same.
It's so stupid. It's just so we could sell more titles to rich marks like Lexar. Lexar's paying $50 for some garbage out of the bin. And all these other marks are paying $500 a pop insure for all these titles. Like, I have to collect every title. It's bad enough. It's like, okay, I'm going to buy this title. I'm going to buy the, 5 titles. Then it's like, what, are we going to put out a new title every couple months? Got to fleece the marks.
Fleece them.
well, you're gonna have to buy a brand new one because looks like they're gonna retire the SmackDown Women's Title belt, and they've introduced a brand new Women's
What the
World
hell?
Championship belt.
What is the point of that besides just selling belts? Hasn't that title just been around 2 months? How long, honestly, how long has that belt been around? A couple years? Why does it need to be retired? Unless you're just getting rid of it.
So Pierce presents
Ooh.
Rhea Ripley with the Women's World Championship
Pierce.
belt, and Rhea gets a big, huge babyface pop. when-
Why does she get Adam Pearce and Triple H gave Roman Reigns his? I mean, it's kind of a step down.
Because the women aren't as important.
Who gave was it Asuka hers? It just happened.
Abyss. No, I don't know.
Was it Adam Pearce too? I think it might have
Adam
been.
Parks or whatever.
I think it might have been. We need Jonathan Jackson for the SmackDown summary. He could tell us.
Yeah, he's pretending he doesn't. He's got computer issues. Whoa. What the hell's going on? They're fighting like literal cats and dogs over there.
Whoa.
They getting it on? They doing the dirty, ain't you?
What?
Dogs and
They
cats
don't.
fucking.
Cats and dogs don't do that.
Why not? You make a DAT, a cog.
Oh, what a cog.
Yeah, you gotta start getting the cats and the dogs to do it. All right, going
Yes,
with the raw
Trace.
report.
So Rhea gets a huge babyface pop. She raises the belt in the air, but that doesn't last very long because the crowd
Poor Steven.
when Dominic Mysterio shows up. And so as soon as Dom starts trying to talk, the crowd just erupts in tremendous boos. So that didn't last. And then they are joined. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Cody Rhodes hits the ring, and Cody is dressed in his wrestling attire. This man who broke his arm now has a cast on his arm, and he's in his wrestling attire. So he comes down to the ring, and once again, it's Dominic and Cody, and I think Dominic resorts to calling. Once again, he calls Cody the deadbeat dad, and actually, so what did Cody do here? So actually, yeah. So Cody, he mentions he wants to know if Brock Lesnar is going to accept his challenge for a third match.
Why is he so horny for Brock Lesnar? He's all the time wanting to challenge him to matches. He keeps getting his ass beat. Does he think this time's going to be any different? He's going to get his ass beat again.
But instead, so in the interim, he's going to challenge Dominic Mysterio for a match at Money in the Bank. And so I guess that means that Cody is not going to be in the match, the ladder match for the briefcase, which I'm wondering. Instead, he wants to challenge Dominic to a match instead. And Rhea Ripley basically accepts the match on behalf of Dominic. Now, before anything else can happen, The Miz shows up and tries to attack Cody, but Cody just decked him, but that allows Dominic to get a cheap shot in on Cody, and then I think we transition to a match of Cody Rhodes versus The Miz. So after the commercial break, we get that match. Miz, Cody basically beats Miz. Miz is a jobber anyway, so at this point,
it's a shame. They shouldn't put Cody Rhodes over The Miz. Need to keep The Miz strong. Don't let that jobber Cody Rhodes beat him.
Cody hits the crossroads and basically beats Miz. So, yes, the man with the.
You sure you're reporting the right one? I mean, I think The Miz probably beat Cody.
So a man with a broken arm, beats Miz. Okay. So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn later on will have a match against Intercontinental Champion Gunther and Ludwig
Gunther! Hasten Dyson Holstein!
And so we also get Money in the Bank qualifying match, Damian Priest versus Matt Riddle.
Do it up!
We get a backstage segment of a very fine-looking Becky Lynch walking backstage, bumps into the tag champions, and I think she also bumped into
my wiener.
Chad Gable teaching Maxine Dupree how to wrestle.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, okay, come back from the commercial, and Becky Lynch is in the ring. She qualifies for the money. She qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match, and she cuts promo on.
I'm on the ring. I'm cutting a promo. That's not a very good Becky Lynch.
She's going to be in the Money in the Bank match. Yeah, and she's
what are you doing there, Steven?
Match. She's feeling good. And she's looking good too, by the way.
This is why your wife gets mad when you do the Raw report, Steven.
I'm trying to be as quiet as possible so I don't wake her up. So she mentions Trish Stratus when all of a sudden, now this went on too long. I'll admit this back and forth promo because Zoe Stark music hits and she comes out and she stands on the stage. This went on for far too long of Becky and Zoe Stark just talking back and forth and back and forth.
So it's boring, right?
I loved it. That's my favorite segment.
Zoe can talk, but like I said,
You want to see her, not hear her.
They should really tighten up these interactions.
I like them nice and tight.
Like okay, yes, you want to have these two have a verbal joust back and forth, fine, but don't have it go on and on and on and on. Just
Hello?
kind of like was like just getting kind of tired of it, and I was thinking, hurry up and get it over with. Like,
Damn.
Yeah.
I remember jousting with Incher at FanFest in the hotel room.
So fortunately, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville interrupted this. Thank goodness.
Jack was the catcher.
There's no catcher in joust.
So Chelsea Green and Becky and Sonya Deville come to the
My
ring.
version
Well,
there is.
Zoe Stark stays on the stage. We get another match. Becky Lynch versus Chelsea Green. Becky hit the disarmer on Chelsea and easily submitted her.
What the hell's Incher doing?
Trying to turn around. Trying to turn around, baby. Oh, yeah. Hey, Steven.
So next up, we get a backstage segment with the Judgment Day, and they mentioned that Seth Rollins
do it up.
Seth Rollins defeating Damian Priest made last week.
Beat that ass.
But it really looks like now Priest will take on Matt Riddle. He's confident he's going to win the briefcase, beat Riddle and win the briefcase.
Ass here.
But you had a really depressed Finn Balor in this segment. Like,
yeah, I'd be depressed if I was Finn Balor too.
I lost me Lego.
Lost me Lego. I was trying to put together me space station.
So next up, we get the Money in the Bank qualifying match. Damian Priest and Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle comes out. No scooter. I guess Matt's scooter. Not that it was any good, but at least that's an improvement. He walks to the ring. So they had a great qualifying match, and I was quite surprised that winner by pinfall was Damian Priest. But I guess, like I said, it's better to have him in the Money in the Bank qualifying match instead of Matt Riddle. So it'll be Damian Priest in the qualifying match. So what do you think about this Money in the Bank qualifying match? Money in the Bank match that's going to have Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura, Santos Escobar, LA Knight, Ricochet, and Butch. I guess this was on SmackDown. I didn't watch SmackDown, by the way. Given all of these candidates in the
Butch
match,
is going to take it.
I'd say either Damian Priest as the favorite to win it all.
The winner takes it all. The loser takes the fall.
I'm going to go L.A.
I'm saying Butch.
Saying L.A. Knight.
Butch!
LA Knight.
Butcher the Hara!
Well, that would be my number 2 pick. Would be LA Knight, but you know, he really probably would be a great choice. But I think they're gonna go with Damian Priest. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Let me talk to you.
So after the match, though, before Damian Priest can walk up the rampway, Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser make their way down to the ring, and it looks like there's a confrontation between Priest and Gunther, but he just tells Gunther, pick the bones, and he leaves. So Gunther and Kaiser hit the ring, and
It's the Bricks Junior.
They're gonna beat up Matt Riddle, and
Yeah, I like to see
they
that.
just beat the crap out of him.
Oh yeah. I should have watched Raw.
There's a lot of skin shown with
Whoa.
those 3 guys.
Oh,
They're not wearing much attire. All of them.
yeah, that's the way I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. Bruce is giving us the hardcore facts. Yeah.
Hardcore.
Hard wiener.
Oh, speaking of hardcore and skin, everyone's favorite backstage announcer, Kathy Kelly, is there with Cody Rhodes.
Jackie Jones, zoom it.
Boom.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so she has a quick interview with Cody Rhodes. Excuse me. So they do it.
Cody Rhodes.
So they do a
Interest
recap.
boy.
Piece of shit, Cody Rhodes. Turncoat Cody.
Interest boy.
That piece of shit. That is his dad, Dusty
Oh
Rhodes.
my God, the legend.
He was all saying like how he's mad about Damian Sandow being cheap. It's like, what the fuck? It's not your money. Why are you worried about him being cheap for? He's
Yeah,
trying to
shouldn't
save a little bit.
Fucking
Fucking
he
Cody
knew
Rhodes.
his
He's not
days
out
were-
getting neck tattoos.
He knew his
and-
days were numbered.
Yeah, I mean, he was smart for saving his money. Stop berating the man for being smart,
Mick
Cody
Foley
Rhodes.
was a cheap bitch.
No, I'm sorry, Steven. I'm getting loud.
So it's just a quick
A little quickie.
he's gonna beat
Entry when I go up to the room for a quickie.
yeah,
Oh,
a quickie with Kathy. Okay,
Whoa.
so Byron Saxton interviews Natty Neidhart, and
I bet that was thrilling.
yeah.
Byron Saxon's sexy.
So I don't know where they're going with Natty Neidhart.
No.
Well, I know where Bruce wants it to go. Back to the farting.
Basically,
yeah.
yeah.
How humiliating
farts.
is it? Like, if you're like a female and they're like, we want your character to be like fart. It's like, God,
It's terrible.
that's so freaking effed up, man. To make her do that. I mean, Vince McMahon's an evil bastard. He's an evil bastard.
Had to be
it's all-
another heart.
I mean, can you imagine her telling her girlfriends like, "Oh, my character farts."
Like, what are you doing on
She'd
the
be like,
show,
it's-
Natty? She's like,
It's
"Oh, I
actually a
fart."
queef.
She's a queefer.
Damn.
Natty the queefer. Bad times.
All right, go back to the Raw report.
So Saxton basically gets, Natty just gets out maybe a couple of sentences before Saxton just leaves her and goes over to the tag team
buffoon.
champions. Excuse me. So they want to on the line against her and Ludwig Kaiser. So I guess it's up to Adam Pearce to make that a title match. We get a SmackDown video package. So then we get Ricochet and Bronson Reed It looks they're following up on that last week's match in which Bronson Reed beat up Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura. So we get Ricochet.
How long till they fire this Bronson Reed? I mean, he really seems pretty.
He's the future of wrestling, I think.
I don't know. He seems pretty useless to me.
So we get a match, but then Shinsuke Nakamura just kind of shows up and attacks Bronson Reed and causes the disqualification on Ricochet. And so Bronson Reed wins the match by disqualification. Really didn't need this. Didn't need Shinsuke to interfere because I think it looks bad. But and I think the crowd booed this finish in the arena. So.
Dang.
And Ricochet was none too pleased about what Shinsuke did, and he was actually mad at Shinsuke for messing up his match. But Bronson Reed beat both of them up again. So
Bronson Reed, and I'm beating y'all's asses.
Time to beat that ass, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Beating the ass.
So Pierce makes it official. There's a tag team title match. It's the main event of the show. And next up, this was pretty good. Like I don't normally like I said, I was going on and on about Becky Lynch, and so we start earlier in the night. But next up, we got an in-ring segment with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, in which they had a back and forth, and basically they talked about how Finn beat Rollins to become the first Universal Champion, and it's been like 7 years, and they were talking about I think it was Rollins who was talking about look how what our careers went, the direction that our careers went in the 7 years since the title match. And
Seth Rollins and his memories.
I believe, Venture, that's Seth freaking Rollins. Get it right next time. You're supposed to be a wrestling podcast host.
So Finn wants Seth Rollins basically to take it seriously. He's not having any fun. He's waiting 7 years to sort of talk to him, but the crowd at one point kind of drowns out Finn singing that theme song, but Finn will have none of it.
I can have none of this.
I will have none of this. I'm trying to do a Finn Balor. I can't get a Finn Balor. My Finn Balor sucks.
You are a failure, Incher. A failure.
So basically, Finn says he's lost everything and he wants to get it back.
I lost everything. I can't do it. Forget it. Sorry.
You need to go in your basement and do 100 Hindu squats.
So Finn basically says he's lost everything and he wants to get it all back at Money in the Bank. So he's challenging Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title at Money in the Bank. So in London, we're going to get Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight title.
Hell yeah. I better get my tickets now.
I already got mine.
But Rollins wants to know which Finn Balor is going to show up. The sort of wimpy Finn Balor that's on TV right now, or a more fired up Finn Balor.
The Finn Balor that's going to get a piece of your ass. That's the Finn Balor that's going to show up. Oi! Anybody seen any leprechauns around here?
So I think that's going to be a halfway decent match for the world title.
Hell
And
yeah.
I expect Rollins to retain the title too. I don't expect Finn to win.
I think I would put just about everything I own on Seth.
Yeah.
Freaking Rollins.
So next
Even
up,
though I hate that character. Go ahead.
Next up, we get Raquel Rodriguez taking on Shayna Baszler in a one-on-one match with Ronda Rousey at ringside.
Did she flex her back?
Yep, she did.
Yeah, that gets Bruce going. Nothing like a big old back for Brucey.
Yeah.
So we had basically it was a quick match, wasn't much of a match. We had Shayna rolling up Raquel and Ronda behind the referee's back. Ronda kind of helped out Shayna, gave her some leverage to help Shayna pin Raquel. We had a quick commercial break, and then we had another match. Chad Gable with Maxine Dupree and Otis taking on Eric, Ivar, and Valhalla. And at some point in this match, Valhalla tried to attack Maxine Dupree, and Maxine gave her like
I thought Maxine was a guy.
No, that was LA Knight
No.
as Max.
Who do you think would win in a fight between Sarah Logan and Valhalla?
Damn.
Who do you think?
Valhalla. Because she's got Ivar.
So Maxine did an arm drag on Valhalla on the floor. The distraction allowed Chad Gable to I think he rolled Eric up too and pinned him. And so Chad Gable has been winning matches again. Or
yeah.
First time ever.
Way to go, Max.
Boom! Do it up! Win it all.
Chad Gable, he's going to win the whole thing.
The winner takes it all, Incher. The loser takes the fall.
So next up, we had a backstage segment with Finn Balor and JD McDonough.
Oh, shit. No, never heard of him.
Yeah, he came out and beat the holy shit out of Dolph Ziggler a week or two ago.
So they never followed up with that. Like, you notice that
he just beat the fuck out of Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler was like, "Please stop beating my ass, JD McDonough."
And then they took it off TV. They took the guy off TV.
That wasn't very ladylike.
So I don't know if they're teasing Finn Balor's going to get kicked out of Judgment Day and replaced by JD McDonough. Who knows? Because maybe next week JD McDonough won't even be on TV again. So
what?
I don't think Vince is probably very big on JD McDonough.
No,
very small man. It's very small man.
Oh, set your DVRs, folks. Next week on Monday night. Set your DVRs, folks. Next week on Monday Night Raw. Logan Paul returns to Monday Night Raw.
Yes! Yes!
Set my DVR if I could. My dumb cable company got to screw it up for me.
So bump.
Freaking Logan Paul.
All right. So next up we get the main event of the evening.
It's time for the main event.
It's time for the main event.
For the undisputed tag team titles, you'll notice that the tag team championships, I guess because they're the number one baby faces on the company, or at least on Raw, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending the tag titles against Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. So they had a great main event, another great main event. Zayn and Owens I guess they beat up on Kaiser again. He was
Beating that
Kaiser and
ass.
Thunderbomb. So you notice when Zayn has singles matches and other matches, and he hits the Blue Thunder Bomb on people, he never pins them. He never wins matches with them. Well, now he won a match using the Blue Thunder
Damn.
Bomb.
Now, next time he does
There
it,
we
you'll
go.
second guess. You're like, holy shit, this might be the finish.
Could be the end.
After years of him doing it and not being the finish, okay. So, they're really putting over those tag titles. Actually, they're more important on Raw than this new World Heavyweight title that Rollins has.
Damn.
So, but a lot happened on this show. I'll give a thumbs up to this week's Raw. I mean, I really liked it. I liked the wrestling.
Give it a thumb in the bum.
Actually, a halfway decent in-ring segment with Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, and setting up some matches at the Money in the Bank show. So
Money in the Bank, yeah.
that was your quick
Stevens.
Monday Night Raw report, folks.
Thumbs up. Thank you, Steven.
Hell yeah.
You are the man.
You are the man, no matter what the interest is behind your back.
I said he was the man before you said he was the man. So stop stealing my shit.
I'll fucking steal all your shit. Why would someone want to steal your shit? The cat agrees. Gee, cat's getting it on. Let's get it on. Let's get it on.
Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Hi, Papa Stevie's kitty.
Lexar looks like he hates cats.
I like cat.
Natty Neidhart should do a segment on Raw with kittens and cats. Well, folks, it's past midnight, and so I have to review and run. But I'm glad I got on the show.
You're good, man.
Sorry, I was
Stevie
late,
boys.
but,
And
I'll-
we will
I'll-
talk to you soon.
Bye bye.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it
easy.
Take it easy. Don't let the sound of something.
Much ball too.
Good night, lightweight
Alright.
Lexar. Good night, Lexi. You're a good guy. Get that bitch taken off.
Me too. I'm taking off. Peace out.
Oh, don't be a bitch.
Bye.
Gotta finish these questions. Don't be a
How
bitch.
many more we got left?
Just a couple. You weren't even here for when we did the majority of
Well,
them.
my
You
computer
were
was
off pretending
dead.
your computer was like on the fritz. You were off there.
I
playing
sent
with
you a video of what it was
Yeah, it was,
doing.
oh look, there's a video of like this blurred out. Like what the hell was that? I don't even know what it was.
What? I took time to blur it out. That's what it was. It gave me a
Probably.
big screen of white, blurry stuff, and there's like a
probably
little
jizz.
circle in the middle.
That was probably the penis. It was probably like the Spice
You
Channel.
always
and it
got
was,
penis on the mind.
it's better than having it on your tongue like you.
No.
All right, and sure, let's get to these questions. Enough of this dirty talk.
Come on, get with it.
Eric Bischoff says Hulk Hogan didn't want to work with Billy Kidman. Do you enjoy the Hogan Kidman feud? No, it sucked.
No, that wasn't that good.
Look, I like Billy Kidman, so I get the idea if you want to do something with Billy Kidman. But yet, you can't just pick any person and put him with any like established guy. Especially at that time, the idea of Billy Kidman feuding with the greatest wrestler, you know, of all time to many people, like that was just, you know, that wasn't going to work. That was not well thought out. One, especially with Billy Kidman as like the heel and stuff. One name speculated to serve as Sting's opponent is Chris Jericho, possibly this August in London at Wembley Stadium.
Didn't he say it's not going to happen?
Yeah, I don't think he would do I know he said if he was going to do a singles match, because he said he doesn't want to do a singles match, I think you'd have to do the title match. Otherwise, like, why would you do unless it's like them against the Jericho Appreciation Society or something like that. Thoughts on this quote by Kazarian about why he left AEW? It just became apparent to me. Look, Frankie Kazarian was just a bum. Let's be honest. I know you love the dude, but
I wasn't very happy about it. But he was the first heavyweight tag champions.
I don't think you can really bitch about how AEW used him. He's just not really over. They even tried to do him as a singles guy as the Elite Hunter, which that wasn't good. But I mean, he was over at a show I was at. I'll be honest, but with that roster they have, he's just never going to be like a top guy.
Yeah.
His probably best bet was to stay in tag teams.
Probably.
Alex Shelley won the Impact World title for the first time ever. Thoughts and favorite memories of Alex Shelley? Alex Shelley did you in your head sick.
Mm-hmm.
I like Alex Shelley all right, but it seems very out of the blue that he's like world champ in 2023. But I don't know. I haven't seen the build or anything, so it's hard for me to say without seeing any of that.
I like Alex Shelley.
If they had a good build, the story, yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I didn't see it, so it's hard for me to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Tony Khan said he hasn't drawn any hard lines between the shows or locked AEW in a roster split. Yeah, I'm against the idea of doing a roster split.
No roster split.
Make
them all wrestle. I want to see them all wrestling.
I think every single person under contract should have to wrestle on every single show they do, every single week.
Yeah, I think
they have like 50-man tag matches every week. World War III, the weekly World War III on every show.
Mm-hmm. What you think about Sammy Guevara announcing there's a bun and tie
having a baby? Everyone's having babies, Incher. I think it's time that we announce Incher and I are having a child together. Miracles happen on in your head. Incher's having my baby.
You're having my baby.
We are having each other's baby. We both, in the privacy of our own homes, we weren't even in the same state. We each, made love to a container, and then our respective jism, our seed was then
You're about
sent
to
to the Heady Labs.
You're about to lose me here.
The Heady Labs, and our baby is now being created in the Heady Labs. It's a very loving, thing.
Maybe it'll look like that.
So in the coming weeks, our baby will be revealed.
How about that?
Ooh, having a baby. Tyler S. says, I had a really tough few days. Just want you guys to know that you give me faith in humanity.
Love you, Tyler. You're a good man.
Man, the rest of the world must be real shit. Let's see. During his Click This, Kevin Nash argued that blaming Punk for poor Collision ticket sales is unfair. They're throwing Phil under the bus like, oh, he can't draw. It's not like he's costing you ticket sales. Yeah, I agree. I think they're just not. I just don't think Canada wants to see AEW.
Well, the first one's in Chicago, ain't it?
Yeah, but that one's actually did get more ticket sales when they announced it.
Oh, so it's already sold out?
No, it's not sold out, but it sold more tickets once he was named.
Well, I mean, the
Canada
crowd
shows just are not doing good.
The crowd is very split on him. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
surprised
good
he is
too.
getting booed like he is. Honestly, I figured he would just get cheered. but-
No, I mean the guys who founded the company, they have a big fan base.
Mhm.
So I think once people actually see him on TV and hear what he has to say and stuff, I think he still might get booed, but that's going to start to make interest. Because once you actually see him and he's cutting promos and stuff, and people either love it or hate it, but then it's like, oh, I want to go see this. I think it's good if you get a reaction, good or bad. If you get a positive or negative,
Mhm.
it's better than people just sitting there in their hands.
Yeah, I think he kind of eat up being booed.
Yeah, I do too.
Like-
I agree. I'm looking forward to the. I know you want, since you already announced him. They don't do much of these, but I do think they should have did some video vignettes showing Punk like training to get back into shape or
Mhm.
coming back from the injury.
Just eating muffins.
Just
They did,
something.
like,
They don't show
Before his
anything.
MMA thing, they did like those kind of videos.
Yeah, I think that.
And then he
they
got
needed that more in
annihilated,
general
so,
in
like-
AEW. Because all they said, I mean, it's just Tony Khan saying, "Hey, he's going to be on the show and he's wrestling," but like that's not a great build. Show vignettes. He's in the gym. He's talk about the injury. I don't think they never even mentioned on air why he was gone.
No.
They just said he stripped of the title. So if you only watch the show and you don't read the internet, which probably isn't a big audience, there has to be some people though who watch. My mom doesn't read the internet, so she don't know. And she watches AEW.
You never even told her?
No, I tell her, but if you watch it and you don't have someone to tell you, what would you even think? You'd be like, this guy just disappeared off the show. and now
Thought you're
he's
just
back.
leaving your mom out in the cold.
I told her, bitch.
Just like, I don't know why he's not there, mom.
The point is, AEW has been guilty of this for many things. Like, they'll bring in these Japanese guys or a guy from another promotion, and they just assume everyone in the world knows who they are. You can't assume everyone watching your show reads everything on the internet. So you have to, even if it was like a kayfabe story, you have to have some kind of story why he was stripped of the title and why he's back and why he was suspended. They don't tell you anything. How does AEW make Dynamite and Collision two different shows?
They call
Different
one
commentators.
Collision and one's called Dynamite.
Different commentators.
That would help.
I mean, they don't have to be like completely different because I think it's, but still like different enough.
Yeah.
You don't have to like go crazy. Kenny Omega slammed Disco Inferno for being ignorant. I knew that years of huffing Big Show's farts left you a bit slow.
Huffing
I'd have to know what
farts?
else is a reference is, but honestly, all the old guys who just bitch about current wrestling they're just kind of annoying to me after a while. I just don't really watch.
I think to assume that Big Show has issues with farting, it's just not
I think
right.
Disco said something about that. Like the Big Show used to like hold him down and sat on his head and farted like backstage. Or
Seems like a nice
That would
dude.
suck.
something.
That would be terrible.
Sammy Guevara is returning to AEW Dynamite this week. Who should he feud with next? Pam. What if they brought
She
in
needs to
Pam as a
come
heel
in, man.
manager, and it's like she's like Boyle Sammy Guevara's rabbit. Like they establish they have a pet, and then like it gets murdered by Pam, and she's like she's obsessed with Sammy. She brings in a wrestler to try to kill him.
That sounds insane.
I like it. I think it's a good angle. Hulk Hogan on Modern Wrestlers. You got guys that look like they should be bagging my groceries.
Aw, damn.
I don't know. I like the current stuff, so you got to get with the times, old timers.
How much does bagging Hulk Hogan's groceries pay?
It's true.
I wanna make-
AEW producer B.J. Whitmer was arrested June 4th Whitmer has been charged with strangulation in the first degree, and that's not good. And burglary in the second degree. Damn.
Yeah.
AEW fired him.
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
I heard about that. That's a shame.
Yeah.
That
I always liked
he do
PJ
something
Whitmer.
like so stupid, you know. And his wife was wrestling for Ring of Honor for a while, so I guess it was against her. But
damn.
Yeah, Kelly Klein was her name. So, but I always liked her. I thought, you know, be neat if she was in the AEW women's division, but who knows?
Booker T. When I got to TNA, I really had high hopes to really be able to capture some moments in that company. And after about 2 weeks, I realized none of that was going to happen. So I just started acting a fool. I really did. I really started acting a fool. What are your thoughts and favorite Booker T and TNA moments? I always thought it was really clear he didn't give a shit when he was there. I thought all that stuff was really the beginning of the end when they started bringing in, like, Christian really tried. I really didn't like him there, but he did, like, go all out. But when they did bring in a lot of guys that, you know, were big names, but you could tell were just there just to collect some money.
Get that Dixie Carter money.
Chris Jericho wishes he could have wrestled Randy Savage. One of my heroes for sure. Oh, that would have been great, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. Jericho was really, I've loved Jericho everywhere he's been. I mean, everyone knows he could have done a lot more in WCW, but if they pushed him more, maybe he wouldn't have ever gone on to be big, because he probably wouldn't have left, you know?
That's true.
You know, I don't know.
It is rare, though, that a guy leaves WCW and goes to WWE and gets actually pushed.
When they first brought him in, though, they had him losing quite a bit. He had to put up with that same stuff, but I think he just had so much charisma and stuff, he overcame it.
Yeah, especially back then, he was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, he was the best. Who is the greatest SmackDown Women's Champion? I don't know Charlotte, probably.
The greatest SmackDown Women's Champion.
I don't know which one's which. Charlotte, I'll say.
Yeah, probably Charlotte.
Tony Khan expects a very positive reaction from the fans when CM Punk makes his return. Do you agree? Yeah, even if they're booing now, I kind of think once he comes out there, they'll probably cheer. But I don't know. Find out. Again,
and
like
they'll be
I
in
said,
Chicago.
I think either way it's good. Yeah.
First show's in Chicago, so I think they'll cheer him there.
Either way, it's good. Good or bad, you know. But as long as they don't just sit there, which I really doubt they would for Punk. So, Jurassic Park was released 30 years ago today. Okay, 30th. We'll give this one to you. Memories watching it. Actually, I do have memories of watching it because it was one of the last movies I went to see where there was like a line. I remember it was at the Wareham Theater, which isn't there anymore. And there was a literal line down the road to see Jurassic Park, which you don't really see anymore. I think the last movie that even had any kind of line, I think, was Avengers Endgame I went to see. And it's kind of one of the last blockbuster-y movies that I think is still like tries to be a good movie. Because it used to be the big blockbuster movies like Empire Strikes Back and Raiders of the Lost Ark and Jurassic Park. These kind of movies, they were also good movies. They weren't just stuff exploding and just kind of just shit. It was a legit good movie, and it was also the first time you saw, you know, CG really came into play, but they did it so well because they mixed it with physical stuff, and they also got stuff right like the weight. And I remember seeing on the big screen, it was like awe-inspiring seeing all the big dinosaurs. It was a really cool experience seeing it for the first time.
Yeah, I went to see it with my dad and my brother, and it was a good time.
And I also remember being a lot, like it doesn't bother me, but it was a lot scarier than I expected to be, you know, with like the dinosaurs eating people and stuff. And it was rated like PG, I think.
Yeah, I think I saw it twice because I like the visual effects.
Yeah, none of the other ones. Some of them are fine, but none of them are like the first one. On this day in wrestling history, Kevin Nash made his WCW debut when appearing on Nitro 27 years ago today. How did you react watching this live? This was like just a great time to be a wrestling fan. When Hall came out of the crowd, Scott Hall, and I don't know, that NWO stuff's some of the best television I've ever seen in wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, especially the couple of years. Just great.
I wasn't watching it live, but it's kind of neat seeing the playbacks of it.
If you segregate the Elite and Punk on Dynamite and Rampage, well, it would be the other one, not Rampage, I don't think. You create another Forbidden Door. That is what I've been kind of saying, but you have to have the mindset that we're leading here, and to do that, I think you have to have both sides trash each other. So if you have Punk trashing the Elite, and you have the Elite taking shots at Punk, and you eventually build up to the match of some kind, if it's Punk and FTR versus the Elite, whatever, however you do it, I think that's fantastic. But if you actually never do it, and they never even mention each other, it's like they don't exist to each other, I think it's a huge mistake.
Yeah. I think I agree with you there, but we'll see. I think they're kind of building towards it, like maybe trying to
have to. It just
get them to get along with one another.
It's been months now. They should be. Man up, bitches. Lexa, rapper and singer Kelly Kellis, and actor Bill Murray are dating. Are you intrigued? I could not care less.
Sure. That's cool.
Lexa wants to know, how loud can you burp? I've never really been
pretty
a loud
loud.
burper. Really?
I can burp it pretty loud if I just drank something carbonated or something.
Damn. Jackson wants to know, how quiet can you fart? I'm pretty good at farting quiet because I fart a lot since I had my insides, had the surgeries, and then I eat a lot of Brussels sprouts, and so I fart a lot and so like all day, and so I've learned to do it quietly. Now I can't stop the odor. So when I was sharing rooms recently with your boy Mitten, he would just be disgusted.
Good old Mitten.
I got these keto-friendly buns because they were like on sale.
Yeah,
but
I try to stay away from the carbs.
But one bun has 71% of your fiber.
Fiber's good. Yeah, you want a lot of fiber in your farting and pooping.
Yeah, that's great.
Pepe Petite. Why are they revamping all the WWE titles? To sell more titles to dumbasses who have too much money. Instead of wasting $500 on that, $3 you can become a Headyverse member. $5 you can become a Hall of Famer. You get to use all these cool emojis. And if you're for $5 or the $10 tier, you will get your name in the credits. We'll mention you every week. And you'll also get exclusive, unedited, original, remastered, in your head episodes. Like my boy Bruce here, producer Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they just show up. Like on YouTube, when you open it, you'll just be scrolling and it'll be like right there.
Yes, and it helps.
You don't even have to look for it. It just like pops up.
Yeah. Oh. And have they been fun to listen to, these old shows?
Yeah, because I've never heard the really old ones. So
wicked old.
Cool.
Do we sound different? Someone told me I actually really sound like a New Englander in the old episodes, which they say I don't anymore.
I don't know. You sound pretty much the same, which is surprising because usually people change a lot.
Right. Yeah, I'm the exact same guy I always was.
You guys you've had the magic since the beginning, so
I appreciate it.
Flowed
The
from the
touch.
beginning. So it's awesome.
El Santo's World, the first one was hilarious. Well, thank you, El Santo. He's the newest producer. He's a good man.
Feels like first time.
And you will find out here momentarily in the closing credits.
He has
All
cool
right.
art too. El Santo World.
Oh yeah, El Santo's World. He's a cool guy.
He has cool artwork.
Tazo wants to know Thigik.
What?
This is his question. THGCG. Thigik. Tazo, lay off the whatever you're doing. When aliens visit our planet, do you think they prefer WWE or AEW? I think that would be big, like fans of a Game Changer wrestling.
I think they would prefer AEW.
Yeah, because they have a wrestling alien.
Mhm.
Lexar, do any members of the Headyverse have a Facebook and a Twitter? How many times has he asked this? Like 50?
Bunch.
Who cares? Look, it's not a big deal. If you want both, get both. It's not a big deal. Patrick thinks that the aliens will be hostile.
Probably.
If you look at our own history, anytime a more advanced culture visits a lesser advanced culture, they always just take them over. So if that happens, historically, it won't be good for us.
Bad times.
Thanks for the props, Bruce Ghost. El Santos World.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you walk a mile? This is Tyler Stevens. Wouldn't you walk a mile of train tracks for the last chicken nugget on Earth? Damn.
Sure.
What sauce would you, if you knew it was the last time you could ever eat chicken nuggets, what sauce would you use?
Oh, damn.
Ketchup.
Fucking asshole.
Hell yeah.
Tyler Stevens. How many balls can Incher handle in a pinball, multi-ball situation?
Like juggling.
I heard you got pretty good ball handling skills.
Like 2 is I'm pretty good. So, but like 3
Once they
is
once they start getting to a lot, you can't. It's hard to even pay. You got to just pay attention to the flippers.
Mhm.
That
3
means-
I can do sometimes, but it doesn't take long to drop one.
When there's that big like pop sound, I always thought the ball was hitting the glass. Like
Sometimes it does.
Yeah, it was fun when
Is
the
that-
ones we were playing. Some of them were old and like they would go off the you know what I mean, off where they shouldn't go sometimes. And one we played was a basketball game, like an NBA one, and the sides. I don't know if they weren't oiled or what, but the ball would just get stuck in once in a while. We'd have to hit it, and then it would roll down to the floor.
Yeah, it happens as they get older.
Yeah, it was still all of them were still playable.
Happens.
The only one we couldn't play, but like I said, it was $7, and they had like I don't know, almost 20 pinball machines. I don't know, they had a lot. That's a really cool place.
There's a Rush pinball machine like right next to where I live. I found. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one came out pretty
We
recently.
played Foo Fighters, I think. Is it Foo Fighters?
That's like the newest one that Stern released.
Yeah, they had it.
Oh,
It was really hard. We sucked. Then we saw some old guy playing. He was just fucking got like fucking millions. But we played it and like every time we played for like 2 seconds. The newer ones, we did pretty good on the Godzilla, but a lot of the newer ones seem pretty hard. It seems like the space in the middle is bigger, where the ball can go down.
Huh.
Tazo, I'm back, baby! How does that make you feel? Yeah!
That's
Tazika.
back, Tazo.
Mikey B, what are your favorite memories of Georgia Championship Wrestling?
That was Georgia Championship
I
Wrestling.
loved it. I love all the wrestling from Peachtree City. Also, when you eat mini Baby Bell cheese, do you eat them or do you whole or do you bite them in two?
I don't think I've ever had one.
I don't eat. I know what they are, but I've probably had them, but I don't. Buy
That's
them.
the one with like the wax around them and all.
Yeah, you gotta unwrap each one. I don't think I would just eat the whole one by itself. I'd probably.
Yeah, it's kind of too big of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And the final question of the evening, Incher. Tyler Stevens wants to know, what are your favorite memories of Wrestling Society X, the MTV wrestling show? I like the Hype Man on there.
I like the explosions.
I think Incher and I were two of the only people in the world at the time that actually kind of liked the show.
Matt Classic.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
I watched it.
Yeah. At the time, it was like, we really, for a few years there until AEW was really wanting some new stuff. And I did think Lucha Underground was the first like real alternative wrestling for a long time because it was actually different. But I think even though it seemed good doing like the seasons and only few episodes, I think wrestling you really need to be on every week because then you forget about it when it's off.
Alrighty.
That was the last show. That was the last one. So thank you, folks. We'll be back next week. Big thanks to the Violent Idols. That was a very good interview. It was very fun. And we're going to play us out. And don't forget, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the icon, share this with your friends. Also, subscribe on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and help support the show. So either join the Headyverse here and you get some cool perks. You get to use really fun little emojis, and they're the 8-bit guys. There's a lot of costs involved to do this now, which is fun. So you can either join that or you can Venmo Headyverse if you just want to make a one-time donation. But a lot of cool perks on here, and I'm thinking of adding some new stuff. So anyway, we will be back. Thank you, fine folks.
Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, 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 and a fight, fight, fight. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, 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 and a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre was great. He was not bad. A great big heart and a great big man. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, 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 and a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant.
From Grenoble, France.
I'm waving while I hit end.